We're back. Did you miss us?
Back like we never left. Shout out to Gabe. What's going
Shout
on,
out
everybody?
to Gabe. What's going on, everybody, man? So good to see y'all fellas, man. I didn't realize it was so long since we last did this. I was looking at the last live video, and I think it says something like June 9th or something like that. I was like, wait,
Yikes.
it's been that long? Almost a month? Really? It didn't feel that long, right? Let me double check. It was something crazy like June 9th, June 11th, something like that. I was like, wait, it's been that long since we last did it? June 11th. Whew. Almost a whole month.
Missed y'all, man. Missed y'all.
Yeah, likewise, bro.
Same here, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got championship Ed in the building. Happy belated birthday, a.k.a. championship. I'm taking pictures in front of the whip. Ed Oliver is in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, guys. It's been a while,
yes,
man.
Yes. So a couple of things have happened since the last time we have spoken, and nothing bigger than today's news. We knew it was coming. We didn't know when they would do it during the course of the day, but they didn't make us wait. I'm proud of them for that. And we were talking behind the scenes, and Rio said that it's another target hit for Josh Harris and the Commanders organization. They really haven't missed. Rio said they've only missed on one thing. What's that one thing, Rio?
The only thing that was not a flawless execution is the schedule release video. Like, we still got some work to do in that department, but when that's the only thing, it's a beautiful day to be a Washington Commanders fan, because these boys are so thorough. They check all the boxes. They pull out all the bells and whistles. There are no leaky faucets, and it's just exactly as they planned it, man. It's a new day in DC for sure.
Indeed it is. So I know everyone has seen these, but let's take a look at some of the images that have been circulating on social media. Again, I think most of us understood the assignment. We knew what jerseys they were going to go back to, right? Like, there were so many people that were hoping for this jersey or that jersey, and Josh Harris had already told us we want to go back to the championship look. So
yeah, they gave us the blueprint already.
Yeah, they told us what it was going to look like. And so here are some of the images that are circulating social media that we've seen. It's clean though. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't wait to hear what Rio has to say, because Rio, that's clean, bro.
It's gonna be a very even kill thing, because I understand the assignment and the assignment was completed, but there are more than one ways to feel. But it's obviously a clean aesthetic. Look at it. Like, this is clean. They're bringing back all of the old signage and all of the memorabilia and stuff. Like, they know what they're doing. They hired the right people to shepherd this process.
So we're going to go around the panel, and everybody's just going to talk about how they feel. Like, look, man, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not a jersey dude at all. I might have to cop me one of these fives.
Oh, everyone has to.
I might have to get me one of these fives, bro. Like, they are so clean, man. They are crispy as F. So let's start with Ed. Ed, what are your? I want to save Rio for last, because Rio was the one killing these jerseys.
I'm not killing them. No, we're gonna get to me, but I'm not killing them, because I get it and they're clean. But we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to me last.
Ed, you start us off.
I like it, man. I mean, we knew this was gonna happen. When you saw Jaden last year with the Doug Williams jersey when he came into the stadium, I forgot what game it was, but it's kind of like that might have been a soft launch. And Josh Harris kind of said it too. Yep. And then people on the radio said it a couple weeks ago too, that they had sources and stuff like that. So we kind of knew this was what it was going to be. I know some people were hoping for the spear to come back and other things, and the 75th anniversary jersey to come out, or the throwback when we beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. And some people were hopeful for that. But we knew that wasn't going to happen. The old logo is not going to come back. But no, I like the jersey a lot. The only thing I was wishful thinking, hoping for the feather to be on the W. Like, that's the only thing that I was kind of hoping for. But even without that, I thought it was fine. I love the stripes down the middle of the helmet. I love the stripes on the pants. Super Bowl era, paying homage. I think they did everything really, really well. From the video that they put on YouTube, they released it on Twitter too, of Rigo running for the touchdown, Joe Gibbs, Art Monk, the Hogs, and their shirts, all kinds of stuff like that, all in the style. Doug Williams. So I can name 100 players.
Fun bunch.
The fun bunch. They showed a lot of stuff. Frankie Louvu looked tough. Of course, he looked tough in his, and then the letters on Bobby Wagner, the back. You see the back.
Oh my God, they killed the lettering on the back, bro.
Ooh, the font.
The font, they murdered it, bro.
Yeah, they got the old school letters. The letters now are
80s Jones. Yeah.
That they murdered that, bro. They absolutely murdered the lettering and the font. Oh my God, they crushed it, bro.
Yeah,
I think that's the best part of it, honestly.
Yeah, the font is accurate. Of course, the whole release thing, it is what it is. You know, what they're releasing in September or something like that. That's when it's gonna come out. So they're doing like pre-sales or something like that.
Yeah, that's when the orders start. Them joints ain't shipping until November though.
Yeah,
right. So that's crazy. I heard some people are so pressed they're gonna take their old. It's crazy if you even had a Donovan McNabb jersey. That's the crazy thing in the first place.
Yeah.
But
there's a lot of. I saw Rio retweeted somebody that said he about to see a hell of a lot of McNabb edits out.
Oh, bunch of those and Tressaway remixes.
Right.
I forgot about him.
He had the Tressaway, Joe. You know, remember we had to fight for our life for the quarterback to get the punter's number, but we don't gotta go there right now.
Yeah, but no, they did everything right, man. And the whole leak thing that you brought up Rio too, man. I was shocked that nobody leaked a picture or leaked anything. Like nothing came out. We knew what it was gonna be, but still, like, you know, you think about the days when the helicopter took the picture of the commander's name.
right.
Like none of that happened. So they kept it close to the vest. So it just shows the regime that we have right now, just from everything from top to bottom. The pictures and everything. Louva looked good. Jeremy Reeves, you know, I thought he looked great in the jersey too. Zach Ertz,
crispy.
Played their part. Yeah, Jeremy Reeves out there, All Pro Revo.
Yeah, crispy.
Yeah.
They got Reeves looking like a starter in the
man. Look, I said you forget for a second that Reeves don't touch the field on defense, boy.
Reeves look like he play on second down on them joints, man.
Reeves look like he a 5-time Pro Bowl safety, starting safety, right? He is All Pro Revo. We gotta put some respect on the name, but I mean, they put him. I think he took Terry's spot, right? That's what it feels like.
Yeah, because they clearly shot this during media day, during a mandatory mini camp, and our guy's not there. For anybody who's causing confusion, like they kept Terry out of the photo shoot.
Right. No. They don't see him. They don't see him being here when the jerseys debut. You know, you got people
like we ain't already seen Terry in these uniforms.
right, exactly. Terry ain't come in wearing one of these joints.
But speaking of the media day too, I do want to know what was the point of the whole spear with Jaden taking pictures of that, because that kind of was like.
I guarantee that stuff you're going to see on game day. You know, when you're at the field and you see those videos like put your hands up on third down and a lot of the stuff like that, they shoot a lot of that on game day. You're going to see a lot of that when you're at the stadium.
When they're imploring the fans to make noise and get
louder. Get louder.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. Yeah. That is going to be game day type stuff. Yeah. That's what I got.
Even the scheduling is smart too. So Christmas Day will be one of the days we wear them against the Cowboys on Christmas Day at 1 o'clock on Netflix. Then Sunday Night Football against the here's the schedule right here. Sunday Night Football against the Broncos, and then Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks.
It's gonna be so clean because they all prime timers, right? Well, not the 1 o'clock. That's a island game, but
that's Christmas though. So that's prime time still,
bro. Can you imagine those joints in like 16K on Netflix? Oh my God, that week 17 against Dallas is gonna be insane, bro.
Just like a hint of fog and some wind that day on the. Imagine that with the little intersecting candy canes on the jerseys.
Yes. Oh my God, that's gonna be crazy. And then them joints under the night lights. Oh my God. Like
that's
you
gonna
said,
be beautiful. It's gonna remind me of the Pierre Garçon days of whipping on Dallas.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
So for me, I had no problems. I thought they did a fine job with it. I give it 10 out of 10 release, no leaks, none of that. They look clean, they look fire. old school homage, all that. I think they did everything the right way.
Rico.
I really want to double down on the whole leaks thing too, man, because that is really important. Like that, I don't exactly know how they're doing it, but it just makes you really appreciate the fact that you really look back at the old regime, like, dang, y'all couldn't keep anything down. So, the fact that like Ed said and everybody, like, clean release, no leaks. We all were surprised at the same time. We all got to experience it at the same time, and I think that's why it not leaking matters so much. And it also just shows that this is a very mature and professional organization, to where like literally nothing leaks on the business side, on the sports side, anything. I mean, Laramie Tunsil trade came out of nowhere, and the only reason we knew these jerseys were coming out was because they gave us the heads up. If they didn't give us the heads up a week or two before that, hey, we're about to release jerseys on this day,
right?
We wouldn't have been even really looking for them necessarily. I mean, you have certain people like Sheehan and a couple of those guys talking about it. We didn't like know anything for real. So I'm really happy that at the way it came out. And then, yeah, man, I mean, I aesthetically love the burgundy jerseys from back when, especially like the one with the spear with Daryl Green and those, a little bit more like the way they look more. But I attach our winning more to these specific white jerseys. I see Doug Williams in these jerseys. When I think John Riggins, I see this jersey. So, hopefully we bring some of that good luck, and we'll be playing in RFK soon, about 5 years if everything goes according to plan. So we'll be playing in DC in the new RFK with the same old jersey we used to win Super Bowls in. So that I just feel like that's going to bring a lot of good Super Bowl karma back our way too, man. And it's just clean. You can't really hate on the jersey in any way. I mean, it's pretty much the same exact jersey, except for instead of Redskin logo, it's just a W. But I mean, of course, there's going to be some people out there that are never satisfied until it's a full blown switch back to the name and everything. But I feel like this is a great middle to where the most people possible are happy.
Yeah, I think they absolutely killed it, with one exception. And I'm a nitpick. I'm gonna do my one nitpick. All right, so this is the classic Chantel the rookie season.
The word mark on the name, is that where you're going?
The word mark right here.
It's so minuscule, though, Louis.
I don't care. This looks so bland. I need something here. Even when they rebranded it as the football team, they put Washington across the chest. I need something right here in the middle. That's the only thing that is missing. If I'm going to nitpick, the one thing that they didn't give me on the jersey, it's that right there. But these are so clean. I go back to the name on the back. Like, they killed it with the names, because the names got smaller and smaller. The print got smaller and smaller as the years passed on. If you go back and look at Santana Moss's nameplate on the back of his jersey, it's like this big. You know what I mean? It's literally 4 letters. It's all squeezed in. It's like that tight. I love the way that they have the lettering set up, and I think they did a tremendous job with this. Like y'all said, the rollout was awesome. Everything was done the right way, and I love the games that they picked for us to wear them, all of them in standalone games, in the island games. I think they did a phenomenal job with this. But Rio, I know you're not gonna kill them, but you were advocating for them to not. It was funny watching you and Big Doug, just like, don't nobody want to see these shits and trash on social media. So I want to hear from you. You talk to me about these jerseys and your true feelings on this.
Man, Rico got Thanos snapped about it with my boy Rico.
Oh yeah,
Go.
He'll be back, man. He'll be back.
This is how I feel about the situation. One, I already knew this was the exact uniform that was coming, and I talked to Jason Wright months ago, so I already knew exactly what was coming down today. Two, I've never thought our old uniforms were ugly. I just always thought they were plain as hell. I always thought, but the white ones look better than the burgundy ones. But I always thought our uniforms were I know they're simplistic, they're clean. I liken these uniforms to a pair of white Air Force Ones or a white T-shirt in your wardrobe. It's necessary. It's clean, but it's nothing I'm going to go crazy about. I'm not going to get too excited over the uniform because I've seen them shits my whole life. I've seen them my entire life. The only thing different is there's no word mark on the jersey and the name font. This is a redo of the 80s in the Super Bowl winning version and not the suckster version that we watched our entire lives, Lou. So I'm happy for the fan base. I'm happy for the older fans. I'm happy for all of the fans who woke up and felt an emotional connection to these uniforms, who got goosies watching that video, which you had to do because these uniforms remind you of a time when the team was great. I will be 34 this coming October. I was born into the last year of that Redskins dynasty. So these uniforms remind me of being ass my entire life. It gives me little glimpses like RG3, Sean Taylor, Santana Moss, and Clinton Portis. There were small little gaps where I could enjoy football and glimpses of success. But these uniforms, to me, remind me of turmoil and of a horrible regime of team ownership. But for a lot of people, these were the uniforms we won 3 Super Bowls in. Some people got to watch us wear these uniforms in 3 different Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks, and they got to go to 3 separate parades because of them. So I'm happy for those fans who got that. So there are always 2 sides to it, but you can't call this an ugly uniform. It's clean. It's aesthetically clean. Who's ever seen a pair of crispy white Air Forces and say that's a shit shoe? It's not. And I never realized how much stripes mattered until I saw these uniforms again. It made me feel like that one stripe on the helmet was looking like Will Smith on the finale of Fresh Prince, standing in the house by himself with no furniture on the ground. And it made me also look at the W, which I like. I like the W, but the W needs another dimension or 2. It's by itself. You realize most logos are 3-dimensional because there's some type of outlining or some type of
we 2D. Yeah, we 2D.
Yeah. We're very 1D with the D on the jersey. But when I see the stripes on the pants, that's what did it for me. And I said, oh, okay. Even for a person who complains about how plain our uniforms used to be, when the stripes on the helmet and pants hit again, you realize, okay. And the socks. It's the stripes that do it. The stripes are the cherry on top, because in our current uniforms, which I actually like, I'm in the minority. I like all 3 of our current uniforms. But my one complaint is that the solid color pants contrasting with the solid color socks, they look like Robin Hood men in tights on Sunday. They look like some Shakespearean shit on Sunday afternoon because it's just all solid. It looked like Pilates class. They got leggings on the sidelines on Sunday, like my man Girasel be saying, the yoga pants. That's what it looks like on Sunday.
Some yogurt colored.
So seeing the stripes, it brings the whole look back together. And while I didn't see many great memories in those uniforms, you can't look at that uniform and not say, this is about to be the highest selling jersey in the league when Jaden's number 5 jersey goes on sale. And I will be copping one for me and the kiddos when they come out. If I didn't like the jersey, I'd be copping it when it comes out because I have a sickness and I have the Washington Redskins Commanders football team fever. You can call this team whatever you want to call them. You can put them in a nap potato sack on Sunday, and I'm gonna buy one with a number and a name on the back because I'm a fan of the franchise. And today was a great day to be a Washington fan, especially for those who have been begging for them to bring back some of the old feeling and some of the old vibe. They killed the rollout. The video was fire. The 74 images they dropped on the website, the excerpts, the article, they bodied this shit. And it's another check in the box for Josh Harris's ownership. They not bringing the Indian face back. They not bringing the old name back. But y'all finna get these uniforms, though.
So I love it. That right there was perfect. That to me is very representative of how you felt, right? You've never totally shit on the jerseys as much as they look like they came from Marshalls. That was always your thing, right?
TJ Maxx Couture.
Right. So but it's so clean. They've always been clean to me, and you can't deny that. But my question to you is,
okay,
would you take so what I've been told, and what I've heard from others is that this process is a slow rollout, right? To these potentially becoming
they're going to be the white uniform.
the,
No. As soon as the league will approve the uniform change, that's going to be the white uniform.
So do you like these better than the current ones that we are wearing as the Commanders right now? Which one would you choose?
If I'm being perfectly honest, I like the new ones, but these make more sense for this franchise. But it's going to hurt me because once these become permanent, they're going to have to do away with the black uniform.
I was going to say now,
and that hurts my soul.
That into consideration.
And that's why I would keep the current as the permanent and just keep these as throwbacks, because I feel like they would hit harder as throwbacks than they would as the permanent.
Yeah, I agree with that because and my wife was like, well, I like the black uniforms. And I'm like, most people do.
I love them.
And I would love to poll fans to figure out, because I already know what the older ones are going to say. Right, the older ones are like, nah, I don't need the black. That's not a part of our color scheme. Get them out of here.
Technically, the rule is the only reason the white jersey looks the way it does with not a lot of gold in it is because they had to incorporate black in it to have a black alternate uniform. Yes. Therefore, if we use the Super Bowl era threads as our away uniform, we have to do away with the black, and we just gotta have to bring some type of throwback or alternate Redskins jersey, right?
Now, if you were to do that, I think it opens up an opportunity for you to go elsewhere, like the 2002s, right? Where you could go in a different direction with some other throwbacks and alternates if you wanted to go in that direction. There's ways that they could freak it, but the black has become, a part of the Commander's fiber, so to speak, right? And
Hail Mary.
Say that again.
The Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary happened, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people saw this team win in them other uniforms, man, but they would hit so hard. It's just the throwback. I want my blacks to stay, man. I love them black uniforms, dog.
Yeah. Nah, please keep whatever keeps the black uniforms. I'm with that. I'm on that side.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think people will have to wrestle with, and that's what I think they have to wrestle with as an organization is. You want to meld the past with the present, and you want to join them as one. But if that is the case, if you truly feel that way, then you should leave these as just an alternate. And that will give them just a taste of the past, but this is who we are now, right? And the black is a part of who we are now. That alternate, again, if you think about it, because I can't stand the white uniforms, the current road uniforms. I'm not a fan of them, right? But they serve a purpose, and I'm all about things serving a purpose. If you think about it, if we wearing the blacks 2-3 times a year, you wearing these alternates 2-3 times a year, you wearing the burgundies at home for the most part. The alts are probably going to be at home, the burgundies. So you're going to be wearing the whites only at home. I hope that in the future, you could eat up 3 games on the road or 2 games on the road with the alts on, right? When you're playing a team that wants to wear solid color jerseys, you want to treat your fans, you want to wear this at home. That's what they're doing this year. But as it progresses, you see teams wear their alts on the road sometimes. The first time we wore the black jerseys, we wore them on the road against Dallas.
Yep.
Right?
And we were trying to get some momentum, man. We was hurting. That was a last-minute decision.
I was like, how the hell you gonna roll out some brand new alts that we ain't never seen before on the road? Like, what are you doing, right? So, in my mind, I'm like, if you could somehow cut into the amount of times, because I like the burgundy current Commanders uniform. They look better than the old burgundy.
Way better.
Yeah,
way better.
I actually like that setup. But you're cutting into the amount of times that you wear those with every time you wear the alts, right? Because that's the home threads. So we're still going to get 6, 7, 8 games of the whites that I'm not a big fan of. I would hope that in the future we could see these alts maybe cut into that and allow us to not have to see those as much, but still keep them around as they.
Y'all know where it's headed, though. Y'all know where this is headed. Y'all see
Yeah.
where this is going, though,
Yeah.
because so when they pulled them blacks out this year for the final time against the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football, because I'm assuming for the third year in a row, that's going to be the one game since they're wearing these 3 times. That's going to be against Chicago. Enjoy them blacks for one more time. Maybe we get another magical moment out of them, because in 26 or 27, when they're allowed to do an official redesign of the uniform, it's going to be Redskin Central. It's going to be the homes, the aways, and some type of either throwback of the Redskins or some new look on the Redskins. It's going to be Redskin Central, bro.
Okay.
Josh Harris trying to fill up that dome they building, man.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if I said to you, okay, we going back, right? We going back to those right there, all right? But instead of the blacks, I'm gonna give you this.
I'm with it. I'm with it because I accept that I know they're going back to all the old shit. I know it. Like one of them probably gonna get a little spin, little remix, because the burgundy jerseys don't really need to change for real.
Yeah.
There'll probably be a blend of before and now, like a combination of both, because the uniforms work. But I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with the other ones.
Or the O2s, right?
Yeah,
those
yeah,
are the 2 that you be cool.
The 70th anniversary. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Jaden look good and everything.
It don't really matter. It don't matter.
That boy clean, man. That boy, and also I like the amount of seasoning I seen on these rollout videos and stuff too, man. You could there's a lot of culture, whole lot of culture things going on.
I love it, bro. We got us one of them ones, man. Even Mama on social media, hey, y'all get y'all them 5s now.
Them Cinco. She said them Cinco.
Hey, how they say it in Madrid?
JD Cinco. I'm putting a JD Cinco shirt in Mama Jackson's hand at some point this season. She's gonna have one of them, Joe. I'm gonna make sure she get one.
Yes, sir.
Look, it's gonna take off like wildfire, bro. It's gonna spread because them joints fire. So quick. This is a quick in and out right here. Let's do a Terry McLaurin panic meter check for everyone on the panel. So we are at the July 9th mark. I've said that I felt like this deal would get done sometime in the mid to latter stages of July's, portion of the month. So we are approaching that. I think now, and I said this yesterday, from the 8th until the 21st, which is the day before veterans report to camp, is the window that they have to get this done, because I don't see Terry just magically showing up without a deal. I think this is his hardline stance until something gets done. I expect something to get done, but I imagine everyone was at a 1. I think we were at like negative numbers the last time we did this. So now I ask you, where is everyone at from a panic standpoint on the panic meter with Terry McLaurin? Are you still cool? Not phased at all? Let's say 0 is, bro, not even tripping about it. I know it's getting done. And 5 is, yeah, I'm cold red. This needs to get done like yesterday. Where's everybody at? We'll start with you, Rico. Where you at on this?
I'm probably like a 1. Just off of, we keep hearing all these different reports about they're so far apart and stuff like that, which I don't really believe in.
Right.
Yeah, I'm probably like a 1, if anything. Like, man, it's like something to look at. At first, it was just I'm ignoring anything Terry McLaurin. Now it's kind of like, okay, I'll keep track of it. It's gonna get done. There's no way they don't get the Terry McLaurin done. Especially, I mean, if you're looking at the cap space situation, there's no reason for it to not get done.
Yeah.
And you just can't have Jaden Daniels go out there without Terry McLaurin next season with Jalen Lane, the rookie, Luke McCaffrey, that we'll see what he is. Debo Samuel just pulled up. Noah Brown, hopefully he's okay. But you know what I'm saying? You're not just going to throw Jaden Daniels out there after what he did last year. And you pride yourself on building a better team around him with the offensive line and weapons. And then you just don't have Terry McLaurin. So it's literally a 1. I'm still probably leaning towards a 0, but my eyes are perked up a little bit. I'm listening out.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Rio.
If I was a 1 before, Maybe I'm a 1.2 today. So it's about the same. It's about the same. Yeah. I'm just going to put like a 0.02 just because of the human aspect of it all. When you're flooded with bullshit on the timeline every day, like it's going to increase just a little bit. You know, it's not quite a 2 yet for me. But if we get to the point where the rookies have reported for camp and then the veterans report for camp, and I watch Jaden and company show up with helmet and shells on and Terry's not there, that's when my panic meter starts.
Yes.
When we get to that point where conditioning starts and Terry's not in the building, that's concerning because this is not only a wide receiver, this is the focal point of the offense minus Jaden Daniels. Outside of the quarterback, this is your passing game. Yep. This is the crux of your passing game. This is a leader. This is somebody we need there. And wide receiver is a position that requires a lot of conditioning, a lot of running. You don't want him to be catching up too late. I'm pretty sure he's staying in tip-top shape. But this is not the same contract situation. I keep seeing people say, guys, don't worry. Sam Cosmi signed in September or whenever he
September
signed.
4th. Yep.
This is very different than Sam Cosmi. This is not. Sam Cosmi was never going to sit out of camp. He was never going to hold out. It was never going to be like that. He knew he was going to get paid when his time came, and it got done. But it's a little bit more dire to get the Terry McLaurin contract signed. But I'm still at a 1.2. I'm not concerned. There's a 0% chance this team trades him, and we all need to calm down. Guys, this is not our first rodeo or cha-cha-cha with a contract negotiation. Everybody sit back, relax, and let AP cook. They're going to sign him. The way that this team operates so methodically now, they could have something done quietly behind the scenes and say, you know what? Don't announce it yet. Well, let them feel this high of these uniforms for a second. Let that breathe. Let it marinate. We'll give it to them next week or something. I
was really hoping that they were going to drop the Terry news with the jerseys at the same time.
He thought going to parlay them.
I was like, that would be so dope if they had this done a week ago and it was like, yo, just save it.
That would have been hard.
They so used to just pulling out new good news that they like, let it simmer, y'all. Y'all gonna get it soon because it's probably finna come with its own commander's log when they sign him. We're gonna get something. We're gonna get a whole photo shoot. It's gonna be a family reunion at the damn park when they sign that boy. They're gonna get our Acorn Head King done, man.
Hey, it's just amazing because now you get into the point where somebody hit me up was like, Terry was on vacation and the song he was playing, he was like, yo, you think that's a shot at the organization? Like,
hey, dudes was hitting my DMs like, yo, you think he was with Magic? You think he was on the boat?
I was seeing that. I was seeing a lot of that.
Yo, they like, yo, you think Terry's sending a sub at the organization? I'm like, no, he just on vacation, bro. He just picked that song. He likes that song.
Man, is catching bass right now.
So, Ed, where you at?
Yeah, so for me, it did go up a little bit. I'm still not concerned. I still think they're going to get a deal done. It was at a 1 or a 0 wherever we were at last month. The only thing to me is that Lake Lewis came out with a report. I don't know word for word what he said. I think he said he said he could get 36 to 37. So when I heard that, and we all talked about how Albert Breer said possibly 35. So you look at the other contracts like Justin Jefferson's at 35, Jamar's at 40, 36, 37.
He's not making more money than them.
Yeah. So if that is true that he wants 36, 37, like we all don't know specifically what the differences are. Is it the years? Does he want 3 or does Adam Peters want 2? Does he want 4? Does Adam Peters want 3? Like we all don't know. Like even Adam Schefter was on the Pat McAfee show saying things that were inaccurate because he said that Terry didn't show the voluntary OTAs at all. Not true.
Right.
When Terry was there, we saw him with pictures with Debo, pictures with Zach Ertz.
He was there for the first 2.
He was there. So we've heard a lot of inaccurate information from people that are supposed to be plugged in and whatnot.
National media. Yeah.
Right, yeah, national media.
We know more about this than they do.
Right. So
wrong as hell.
Yeah, I mean, $33 million per year, I would give that to him, no hesitation. That's more than DK. I think he deserves more than DK. DK got 32. So if you're comparing and whatnot, looking at the numbers, I would give him 33 in a heartbeat for 3 years. I wouldn't mind that at all. So we just don't know the specifics and what's really going on. Yeah, like in Italy, they were in like 2 different cities not too far from Magic. I know they've talked and everything. And then also he was at the autograph signing where a bunch of Commanders fans were there, and he signed a bunch of Commanders fans autographs and stuff like that. So he may be frustrated. We're hearing a lot from the agent and whatnot, probably through Jordan Schultz and all that, his mouthpiece at this point. But I think a deal's going to get done. We've seen stuff like the Jamar Chase went into training camp, CeeDee Lamb went into training camp, Brandon Ayuk was strung along for a little while. The best part is that we have a guy that's not going on different podcasts like Brandon Ayuk did last year, whenever that was, and doing stuff like we have a guy in Terry who's super professional. He's a professional guy. He's not going to take the Commander's name off his bio or any crazy stuff like that. So I think we'll be fine, but I do really, really want to see what that number is going to be. Is it possibly going to be that 35 or something like that? That's really what I want to see. But I think we're going to get a deal done. We need him bad. The craziness I was hearing, would you trade Terry for TJ Watt? That was just ridiculousness stuff that I even heard, stuff like that. But no, I'm not concerned about Terry getting a deal done. I think it's going to get done either the day of the first day or whatever, or a couple days in. I think regardless, something's gonna happen.
Y'all think we're getting closer to the possibility of like a fat 2-year deal, like 2 years, 70 million, or 2 years up to like 2 years, 68 with like a chance of 70 million guaranteed, or like with a chance for 35 million a year guaranteed or something?
If I were Terry, I would want something like that because that would give him another chance to have a bite at the apple. And again, that's like to Ed's point. We don't know if the contentious portion of this is the years or not. Everybody just automatically assumes it's the money. It could be the years, right? If I'm the Commanders, I don't want to give you a 2-year deal and then have to come back and do this again, 2 years from now. I mean, you're literally, if you give him a 2-year extension, you're back in this same spot 2 years from now, right? Having to figure out what's a good number for Terry. And he might still be playing at a very high level. Remember, he's not your traditional 30-year-old wide receiver.
Nope.
So he could still be playing at a very high level at age 32. And he may see himself as a guy that needs to be paid X, Y, Z. And they may be looking at him like, you're 32, bro. So I think it feels like both sides should, both sides probably want 3 years. But 2 years would make a lot of sense for Terry McLaurin on an extension. I'm at a 0. I won't move to a 1 until the 15th of July. At that point, I would move to a 1. And then, like Rio said, when the rookies report on the 18th, if nothing's done there, I move to a 2. If nothing is done by the 21st, I move to a 3. And if as they hit camp on the 23rd, if nothing's done then, it's a 4. And then if we get into a portion of the camp where pads are about to go on and he's still not there, now it's a 5. Now it's a problem. Now it's a distraction. Now they're talking about it every day. And I can't see it getting there, but I've gone over the track record of Adam Peters in San Francisco. So again, he came from an organization where they didn't mind making guys wait, so we'll see what happens with this. I expect it to get done before we hit camp. That's kind of where I'm at with this. So it sounds like we're all.
Like a lot of people. I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of people are panicking because I feel like people forget that these guys are like on vacation and spending time with their family. This is the only chance you get to just really relax before football kicks right back up near the end of July, and you're cooked. You can't go anywhere necessarily with your family, have chill for multiple weeks, can't go to Disney World and all that until March, if that, depending on what you got going on. So I think a lot of people are like envisioning like Terry McLaurin and Adam Peters talking to each other every day for the past few weeks and getting nowhere. Right now, everything's just on a complete stall. They haven't even tried to progress anywhere. I mean, you get random reports from guys like Jeremy Fowler every now and then, making it seem like they're still far apart. I'm pretty sure Terry McLaurin has not even talked to Adam Peters in at least a week. So I feel like a lot of people are panicking too, because they envision it as Terry is currently trying to work on a deal, and they're talking numbers every day right now, and they're not getting anywhere. I'm pretty sure once they finally reconvene and everybody's in the same place, they'll probably get something done really soon.
And I think what a lot of people need to realize is that when you see reports of frustration over a contract, that is 100% an agent. That is an agent posturing through the media. That is how agents get things done. That is not the play. Terry not over there. Oh my God, I need this deal or I need to get out of there. Like, no, that boy is enjoying his time off the field. He's all smile. I seen him at Ohio State for a little bit. He was in Italy for a little bit. He's fishing. He is living his best life right now, because we all know what the dog days of training camp are like. That is coming, and we know he's going to be in house when we get there. So everybody just relax.
The lights were out at Commanders Park for about a month, right? After the last day of the mandatory minis, they turned the lights out, tell everybody go home and have a vacation, right? Take this next month to enjoy, because once we turn these lights back on, they on for the next 11 months. So everybody, I'm like, that's why I felt like you can't wait. You can't really think that anything was going to get done after mandatory minicamp all the way up until about mid-July, because there's no activity there, right? They're just getting back into the building. They're just getting settled in and preparing for a camp. So now I think the talks will start, and now there's a real deadline, right? There's an invisible deadline that exists. It's not a hard line deadline, right? But it's an invisible deadline that exists there. Let me ask y'all this. This is a purely hypothetical. None of us expect this to happen. But if somehow Adam Peters decided to trade Terry McLaurin for 2 first-round picks to the Los Angeles Chargers, just throwing out a random team, random situation.
For 2 first-round picks?
2 first-round picks. Would you be upset?
I think at first glance,
like initially,
yes, because that means Debo is now the number one target. But I think when I come back to it, I'd be like, why did they just give us 2 first-round picks? I mean, I love Terry. Terry is he's a beacon. He's a lifer. I think after I had time to breathe for a little bit, I could live with it, but I don't want anything stumping the development of my young elite quarterback. So I would be very distraught for a week. I probably need a week or so to get over that.
Yeah, so the value would be great, but now we know our first-round picks typically are going to be around the 20s and, 25 or whatever. What we had, pick 29 last year?
Or was it 30?
Yeah, like 30. Yeah. So, of course, like before we were bad, it was going to be a top 10 pick. But like Rico said, or like Rio said, you don't want to start the development of your quarterback. You don't want to go in with Debo and Noah, who Noah almost didn't make it through mandatory minis. So you really can't rely on him. And then Debo, who, has missed a couple of games the last couple of years. The value would be insane. Yeah, nobody would give up 2 first for Terry, but the hypothetical, value would be crazy. But like I said, now since we're a better team, you're really getting pick 25 or whatever, 26, 20, 29, or possibly 30. And I'll even throw in 32. You never know. But so that would be my stance on it. I think
they better parlay. They better parlay one of them shits for TJ Watt the same day.
So would you feel different about Adam Peters? And let's say it's just 1 first-round pick. Somebody's receiver goes down in camp. They get desperate. That's the scenario where you could get more than just the first. But let's just say the number is just too big for him. He can't stomach the amount that Terry's asking for. He doesn't see a end into this situation that benefits them, and they move him. Would your perception of Adam Peters change?
No, I would trust the process, even though it would sting. The heartstrings would be pulled for a little bit, but I would definitely trust the process. And I would say there has to be a plan B here. They did not just do this without a pragmatic approach. So I would still trust the process.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's kind of like, give them the biggest benefit of the doubt. I feel like they've earned it. But of course, like, the emotional side of it, it will hurt, especially. But I think at the end of the day, Adam Peters has shown us that even when we question his moves in the beginning, they usually end up working out in the end. So I would just have to go, hey, man, do what you do. Let's see. Show me.
This conversation feels dirty, Lou. Like, I feel like I need a shower after this joint, man. This joint I feel a little, but it's a good question. That's a great question.
Great question.
I wasn't expecting that.
If I don't have a definitive answer, that's a good question, because I'm still kind of out.
Fan base with Ryan for sure, because he's Mr. Command for sure. And all the trials and tribulations and quarterbacks and 16 different quarterbacks he's played with and all that.
Hey, Lou, AP would need the Secret Service for a little bit, man.
Yeah. It would be close to the Nico Harrison Secret Service he needed after trading Lou.
For sure.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
I can't hear y'all. My headphones did the thing.
Okay, I was just about to say, I don't feel like Lou hear what we saying right
I'm scared.
now.
I wanna leave and come back in, but I'm scared if I leave and come back in that it might shut the whole stream down. It won't shut the whole stream down, will it?
Were y'all picking
only one
up
way to
Lou's,
find out.
Were
Hold
y'all
on, I'm about
picking
to
up
do it.
Lou's reactions too? Like,
man.
you don't hear what we're saying.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to hold it down, though.
This conversation feels so dirty, but that's a really good question. Like, what if they did trade Terry, bro?
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like, hopefully it parlays into getting another great player. Because, we're trying to build towards the future. Yes, you're always trying to do that. But we're trying to win right now, man. You don't trade for Laramie Tunsil, go get Deebo Samuel for 5 years down the line.
Yes, sir, Lou made it.
Back like cook crack, man.
Lou made it. Yes, sir.
Hey, something told me what we were saying was not resonating with you, man. Your facial reactions was not picking up.
I can't hear nothing. As soon as you started talking, I was like,
reaction.
Uh-oh.
I was talking to you about, like, don't this conversation feel dirty? Like, I feel I need to take a shower after this joint, because that was such a good question, but that caught us so off guard. Like, damn, what if they did trade Terry?
I've seen things, and I don't believe any of it, and so you see things, and it makes you think a little bit, like, hypothetical. What if they did though? Like, I think the biggest issue I would have is that you just significantly decreased our opportunity in the upcoming season to be as competitive as we would be with Terry McLaurin.
And that goes against the whole culture that you're pushing to everybody. Like, that would literally be kind of like a smack in the face to culture without an immediate plan B available. Like I said, I think AP would probably need Secret Service for a little bit, man.
Yeah, no, it would get dark for him fast with this fan base. There's no player on this team right now that fans love.
They would treat him like they treated my boy Jason Wright real fast.
Oh, look, man, they'll turn on him so fast. It'll get ugly. So again, it's not happening. Just something that I threw out there, and I wanted to transition from there to a couple of topics that I think are going to be fun. I
got a good one for y'all that we can mix into here too. I got a good.
Go ahead with it. All
right, let's come up with it now. Okay, it's an either or before we get into your hypothetical.
Okay,
which one would be more advantageous to our success in 2025? A 1,000 yards rushing season from Brian Robinson Jr. or a 1,000 yard receiving season for Deebo. And that's also including what Terry going to do. So if we had 2,000 yard receivers, the second being Deebo Samuel, or 1,000 yards rushing out of Brian Robinson Jr., which one would be more advantageous for our success?
B-Rob and 1,000 yards is laughable, but no, I would love that.
Ed was not going to turn down the opportunity to hit B-Rob with another chair, bro. Split his shit. Wait, right open.
It's 1K. It's 57 yards a game. He can't get 57 yards a game and stay on the field. And
Man, he hasn't gotten 800 yet. That's the thing.
he has not. He hasn't. You're right.
800. So, but no, I think B-Rob getting 1,000 would be. I think that would be more of a barometer of success because you take some of the pressure off of Jaden. Jaden doesn't have to get 1,000 yards or 990, whatever rushing yards he got. I think we got like 899 or something like that, 900. But he led the team in rushing, and that would make life so much easier, man. There was too many games he had to put the cape on and run the football. Even Mariota came in, he had to lead the team in rushing that one game against Dallas. So that was just ridiculous in my opinion. A running back needs to step up, whether it's B-Rob or JCM, who knows? But B-Rob getting 1,000 because Debo, we can get away with Debo getting 800 receiving yards and like 200 rushing yards and 10 total TDs. Like we can get away with that, and that would be a very, very solid offensive production from him. Would kind of fall in line with some of the Niners years that he's had, where they've still had deep playoff runs where he hasn't gone off for like 1,000-something yards. And then Noah Brown falls in line. But I think B-Rob, man, if we can get like, I know Lou doesn't like Alfred Morris,
I have no problems with Alfred Morris. Don't put that on me.
Put that on your jacket.
But Alfred took advantage of having a mobile dual threat quarterback in the system of the Shanahan system. So B-Rob can take advantage of the cliff and having an elite quarterback. Then that alone, B-Rob getting 1,000 yards should add to. We already had 12 wins last year, but it should amount to some easier wins for our quarterback. I'll say that.
Man, this is easy for me. It's Debo getting a wrap, bro. Like think about the second leading receiver last year. He wasn't even remotely close to 1,000 yards receiving. And we did the damage we did last year with B-Rob under 800. Like, you telling me him getting 230 more yards is going to equate to what exactly for us? Like, give me the dude that's, destroying defenses and really putting pressure on teams that they can't just key in on Terry. You're spacing the field even more than it already is. It's opening up opportunities for other guys because now you got a two-headed monster at the receiver position. And now Zach should be eating and guys out of the backfield. We might get a situation where, because I really think Bill's going to factor into the season this year, where Brian Robinson Jr. rushes for 637 yards, but Bill rushes for 422 yards and 4 touchdowns. And that's where you make up the difference. And he's more dynamic, right? And X still pouring in his 273, 313 yards. So when it's all said and done, I think the biggest impact, I would love to see B-Rob, go over 1,000 yards, but that's 58 yards a game. Like you're not really moving the needle. 1,000 yards doesn't move the needle. If you would have said like B-Rob 1,250, 1,300. Okay, now that's different.
Over 1,000 could mean quite a few things, but for him, I'm just saying 1,000 because even that's pushing it because he ain't ran for 800 yet.
Yeah, if you said B-Rob had 1,250, that makes me feel like, oh, we killing teams on the ground.
Yep.
And we're up in games, and that's allowing us to run the football, and we putting teams away. So that would feel different. But if you're able to throw the football at that clip with 2,000-yard receivers, we ain't seen that since Albert Connell and Michael Westbrook.
No, Garcon Jackson.
Okay,
Garcon Jackson.
Okay, I'm about to say.
Remember the year we almost had 3?
Crowder
had 9.
Crowder,
yeah.
Yep.
And you had Jordan Reed too.
At like 800. We had 1,000, 900, 800 in 1 year, 2016.
I think Kirk almost went for 5, didn't he?
4,900.
Yeah, man. I always forget about how dynamic that offense was. We had no run game and no defense.
Yeah, we had Fat Rob at the running back.
Man, it was nasty, boy, out there. But yeah, give me the 2,000-yard receivers, man. Easy.
Okay, Rico.
Yeah, and I agree. And I also, just to add like kind of a cheat to it, like Debo go for 1,000. What if JCM gets 1,000? You know what I'm saying? What if it's just not Brian Robinson, but somebody else does? So maybe to make it more challenging, like Debo Samuel 1,000, or one of our running backs gets 1,000. But to kind of skate around it, well, Brian Robinson ain't got to get 1,000. JCM can get it. You know, that would be fantastic as well. But I'm definitely going receiver. Because we could go big time running back by committee, and even if nobody reaches 1,000 yards, maybe Debo gets like 800, maybe 900, and Austin Eckler gets like 4 or 5, and then JC, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely prefer. I think we would become. I think that's more of a gain if Debo hits 1,000. Plus, you know, even just. If Jaden Daniels has 2 1,000-yard receivers, I feel like that's going to be more so like an MVP race. You know, something in his back pocket to kind of be like he deserves to win MVP for this and stuff like that. So I love that. I would absolutely. And then all of the trash that people have been people talk, especially outside of our fan base. It's more so our fan base that hates on Brian Robinson. It's people from all around that love to talk crazy about Debo Samuel since we traded for him. And I would love nothing more for him to hit 1,000 alongside Terry McLaurin.
Yep, and I knew we were going to be unanimous with this one, but I thought it was an interesting question because I'm trying to manifest B-Rob for 1,000 because they're trying to make fetch happen one more time with B-Rob. It's a contract year situation. He got this 7th rounder that ain't the typical 7th rounder breathing down his neck. If not now, it's never. So I'm trying to manifest it only for this reason because I know how elite our quarterback is, and it would be a beautiful world if Jaden didn't have to lead the team in rushing. Like Lamar has a 2,000-yard rusher. Jalen Hurts has a 2,000-yard rusher. And I'm sitting here just trying to dream of a 1,000-yard rusher and what that could do to this team, especially with an upgraded line. It could take hundreds of Jaden's yards away and give them to a running back. It would be phenomenal. But we know, realistically speaking, the answer is Debo Samuel here because 2,000-yard receivers, and you're not even factoring that Debo's going to have a few hundred yards rushing as well because he's going to get touches. They don't trust B-Rob, so now they got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and they got another person named Debo Samuels that's going to be taking carries away from him. He's not running 4,000. I'm going to let y'all know that right now. That's the answer to this question. It's Debo Samuel, and they did not trade for him to not give him the ball until he got his tongue out. Like he's going to get a lot of touches this year. And Terry finally has a reliable second option. I expect to see a lot of number 1 with the ball in his hand. And I think he's going to have a chance to at least have over 1,000 all-purpose easily.
Yeah, I think there's a realistic shot. I mean, it's contract season for him. It's contract season for B-Rob. Who knows, man? Contract season B-Rob might be different, man. He might be different. Debo, we've seen this from him before. We're hoping to tap into that 2022 version. We'll see what we get, but I know
everybody wants the rookie to put his hands in the cookie jar. Though.
Hey.
Everybody wants Bill in there,
because you see the future, right? That's a big because nobody expects Brian Robinson Jr. I think even if he ran for 1,500, there's no way he's back next year, right? So you see the future, and I think like Rico said, man, like we wanted speed. That's all we talked about last year from the running back position. Like we got to upgrade speed at the running back position. So you see Bill, you see that opportunity, you see the quickness, and you see all that he brings to the table. I think
preseason, boy, that preseason
JCM
gonna get preseason JCM gonna have us talking wild.
Hey, talking reckless out the side of our necks, man. Like the B-Rob disrespect could be at an all-time high. He ain't even do nothing in the
wait till the Monday night preseason game when Bill get a whole half of football to play. Man,
it's gonna be crazy.
Killing the backups,
murdering them.
This guy doesn't belong out there with third stringers, man. That guy looks like he should be playing on Sunday afternoon.
That murdering these dudes, bro. Murdering them. It's gonna be a lot of dudes we gonna be watching very intently when the backups are in, but I don't think we're gonna be watching nobody more than Bill, man. When he get out there, he gonna be a spotlight on that dude. And if he kill it the way we think, the fan base, they gonna remember what they did to Quan Martin after he dropped the pick his first preseason game.
Oh my
God. Man, get off social media. They gonna be killing B-Rob like that, bro. To the point where B-Rob will be in his feelings. He gonna have to deactivate, bro. He gonna be in his feelings. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, he wants to keep that same energy for sure.
Yeah, he might run it back. He might keep that same energy back. He might run it back. So
what if he go? We're like, okay, since we're doing hypotheticals today, what if Bill just go win the job and get like? What if he go just get him out of here like rookie B-Rob got Gibson out of here before he got shot? Like, what if he come in like that?
Then you need to trade B-Rob.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you just, hey, somebody give me a 6th-round pick. Here, take him. Like that's when you got a Captain Insano him, right? And get something for him and just move on at that point. Because you got other backs that can fill up the back end of the roster. If you don't feel like he's capable of being your starting running back, then you could put Chris Rodriguez in that role, right? Like, you don't have to keep B-Rob around if he's not going to be your starter. That's not happening, though. Like you said, it's a hypothetical.
Yeah,
but
it's not.
That's wild, though. That's wild.
We've seen crazy things happen in Ashburn in the summertime.
Crazy.
You're not wrong.
I don't know who would have predicted Jahan Dotson getting traded after 2 weeks of camp.
Hey, look, man. that was one of the most surprising things. That honestly, all of the trades have been surprising.
Flip said, "Get that man off my practice field."
Yeah.
Other than
the East team too, at that's how bad they wanted to get rid of him.
To the Eagles, right? Like that was wild. The only one that wasn't surprising was Debo. I think we all kind of felt like he could be a guy that they would go out and get, but we didn't see the Laramie Tunsil trade coming. We didn't see them trading Jahan Dotson away. We didn't see them trading away Captain Insano. And we didn't see some of these releases either. Like, they was getting busy last year. They released Fedarian Mathis when they didn't have to. They released Emmanuel Forbes when they didn't have to. Like, they was getting active with these dudes. Like, all right, well, let's just get these dudes the hell up out of here, man. So it wouldn't shock me if something crazy like that happened, but they trust in B-Rob. They got confidence in him, and he ain't going nowhere. But it's funny that you brought that up, Rio, because that actually ties into this next exercise that I want to have.
See, it all connects, bro. We don't even discuss this stuff beforehand, and it all connects. That's that king telepathy right there, man.
So exactly, you hit one of these on the head. So I've got a list, and I want all three of you to rank these in the order of importance for the 2025 season. So these are the things that I feel like, among others, the Commanders need to improve this season to be a better football team. All right. 1, place kicking. 2, fourth quarter defense. All right. The Commanders were 3rd worst in the NFL, giving up 9.2 points a game in the fourth quarter. All right. 3, force more turnovers. The Commanders were a +1 last season, and the only reason they were a +1 is because they didn't turn the football over themselves. 4, run defense. The Commanders were awful as a run defense. The only team worse in the league at stopping the run were the Carolina Panthers. 5, rush offense by the running backs, which is what Rio essentially just brought up. The running backs totaled for 1,600 yards as a collective last season. Jaden Daniels by himself had almost 900 yards rushing the football. So I want you guys to put these in the order of importance. So number 1 for you guys is what? We'll go around and you guys give your answer as to what's the number 1 thing for you. So Rio, what's number 1 for you?
Number 1 for me, hands down, I think I know what most people would say is the number 1 thing. I think it is forcing more turnovers, because we do not need our defense to be dominant. Like, we don't have to be some top 7 to top 10 defense. If we can just be opportunistic and force turnover. The Texans are not the best defense in the league, but the Texans can beat any team in the league because them boys caught like 22 interceptions last year. When you turn the ball over on that clip, you don't need to be. Will Anderson, very good edge rusher. They got some good pieces up front and in the linebacker room, but their secondary makes that thing go. If we can flip fields and give Jaden Daniels good field position, short fields, and easy things, and like keep our offense on the field rather than our like if we have our weakness on the field a lot, it's gonna be problems. If they can keep number 5 off the field, you pretty much gotta. As much as we can put 5 on the field, especially with shorter fields, that changes everything for us. So number 1 for me is forcing more turnover. It's game over for whoever we're playing. Like the Detroit Lions game in the playoff, it might have only said a 14-point game, but if we force 4 or 5 turnovers with the way that Jaden Daniels operates, you have no chance at beating us.
0. Rico.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with run defense for me. The death by 1,000 cuts, I just can't. And it affected our pass rush. Our run defense was so bad that people think our pass rush was worse than it actually was. But we were just in a lot of 3rd and shorts, a lot of 4th and shorts, and people just, our defense didn't know what to prepare for. Could they run it? Maybe they will. We'll prepare for the run. We're gonna bring an extra person down in the box, and then they throw it over our head, and then now it looks like we can't rush the passer because we're so focused on trying to stop both. If we can stop the run more effectively on 1st and 2nd down, that's going to open up everything. I think that leads to our defense getting more turnovers, especially if we're more 3rd and 8s than 3rd and 1s, 2s, and 3s. So I feel like stopping the run is going to be, I feel like that is like the step 1 of just really anything. Like if the other team can run the ball against you, if you can stop the run, I feel like that's one of the biggest components of who's going to win that game. Establishing dominance in the trenches, especially in this division too. Like this division of all divisions, you have to be able to stop the run. And so I think run defense, and I also just feel like that was, to me, our biggest weakness. I can see if you can make an argument for the secondary, see if you make an argument for a lot of different things, but I feel like run defense was like our biggest, like there's nothing we could do. You can't game plan for it. We just don't have the guys. Like we don't have the talent to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just nothing Joey Jr. and Dan Quinn could even conjure up to try to fix that. And if we can improve mightily in that way, in a big way, go from 2nd worst to say top 10, I don't see why we wouldn't be playing in February.
Ed.
Yeah, run defense for sure. I mean, if the Lions keep running the football, Jahmyr Gibbs, the game could have went a different way. We dominated that game. You think about the NFC Championship game. The first play of the game is inexcusable. Saquon runs for a touchdown. Just stuff like that can't happen. And those are reasons why, I know we won 12 games, but that's why we gave up a lot of points. Bijan Robinson, we beat the Falcons, but he went crazy in that first half.
Yep.
Kind of went away from the run game. That helped.
Thank God they stopped running him.
Yeah. So
we never did. They did.
Oh my God.
So we kind of got let off the hook in some situations. Yes, we played the better game. At the end of the day, we were more clutch in certain situations, but teams went away from the run game. And you look at this upcoming schedule. Like Rico said, we played Saquon twice. Even the Giants last year, like Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary had good games against us. I think every running back we played against probably had a solid game against us. But yeah, you gotta play
Bijan again, Jahmyr Gibbs again.
Genty. I'm looking at the Raiders. I'm looking at the schedule. The Chargers.
Arian Hampton.
And Kenneth Walker with Seattle. Detroit again with Jahmyr Gibbs and David. So I mean, you got a tough gauntlet of running backs, not just good quarterbacks, but you got some tough running backs you're going up against. And like we talked about too, I mean, if you can slow down the run and put them in longer situations where it's the 3rd and 8, where you don't have to see a tush push on 4th and inches or 4th and 1, where you have to put the game on Jalen Hurts' shoulders instead of letting Saquon go crazy. I mean, that's going to be huge. So, and they made moves to slow the run game down. Javon Kinlaw with the elephant in position, and Dietrich Wise, who's more disciplined setting the edge than Dante Fowler. So you can see the moves that they made for the personnel are more tailored to slowing down the run game. So we got to slow down the run game. Yes, we can win in shootouts, but to slow down some of the shootouts that we were in last year, you got to slow down the run game. You got to put them in 3rd and 8 situations so we can rush the passer and force those turnovers. If they're going to keep running the football, then the odds of forcing a turnover are very, very low. If you're giving up 100 yards to 112 or 7 yards per carry to Jahmyr Gibbs, even though, yes, we did force turnovers on golf still, but the likelihood of that happening every game is not likely if you're giving up 7 yards a carry to Bucky Irving and Jahmyr Saquon and whatever running back.
they said, my man Will said, we got to see Cam Scatterbo twice.
I ain't even think about that one, man. I ain't worried about that at all.
That's how a white man runs the football.
Hey,
I ain't worried about that
got to play it
my
twice.
list of worries one bit.
Yeah, man, he's running the ball with all the ghetto-ness.
Hey,
Oh man,
all the ghetto-ness.
Oh man.
All right, so what's up next? What's your second one, Rio?
Oh, is that how you rank? Oh, is that how you rank them, Lou? Or are you going to give yours when we conclude them all?
Oh, so I'm 3. I'm with you. 3.
Okay.
Force more turnovers. Even if you're getting gashed on the ground, just like the Lions game, if you force turnovers, I just feel like everything was so hard for us last year because we didn't force turnovers. We didn't create short fields unless it was on special teams. And so you force the offense to have to drive the length of the field. I to y'all's point, and it's hard to go wrong with this because the run defense was so bad last year that it put so much pressure on this team because of the run defense and the inability to stop. Like Ed said, we went on a 18-play, 7.5-minute drive to start the NFC Championship game that resulted in a field goal, and all that goes out the window on the first play. First of all, people forget this. Zane Gonzalez kicked the goddamn ball out of bounds.
Yep.
Right? So they started at the 40-yard line after a 7-minute drive. And the first play is a 60-yard Saquon Barkley touchdown run. You can't make this stuff up. And so I totally get the run defense being your number one answer. I just feel like if you could force more turnovers, I've seen bad defenses win Super Bowls.
Opportunistic, man.
Because they forced turnovers. And so if you can cover up a lot of stink if you can take the football away. So I'm number 3. What's your second one, Rio?
My second one is going to be run defense. Like, you can't have this not in the top 2. You know what I'm saying? It may not be my number 1, but it's definitely number 2. We got a lot of elite running backs on our schedule, but most importantly, the best player in the entire NFL last year is the running back of the Philadelphia Eagles, and we got to see him probably 3 times. Twice in the regular season and once in the playoff. So if we don't figure, you're not going to stop that guy, but you got to figure out a way to somehow neutralize him a little bit to keep him. You got to make Jalen Hurts' right arm be the determining factor in the game. So I felt like all of us could have ran for 90 yards in a tug on our defense last year. So that can't be it. You cannot beef up the defensive line and add the size, or Skip Bayless says the girth and tonnage up front that we added and still get ran on. There has to be something done. We don't have a pass rusher on the team. So you can't tell me you spent a whole offseason trying to stop the run while we also not getting to the quarterback. Something got to give. And we have to be able to stop the run, because if we're not getting a bunch of sacks and we're not stopping the run, we're going to be a nightmare on defense this year. So run defense is easily number 2. If teams just kept running the ball on us, it could have been a different fate. The Falcons probably would have beat us at home in that game. Bucky Irvin was running the ball effective enough that he probably should have kept getting the ball versus Tampa. And Lord knows what Detroit was doing, because Jahmyr Gibbs was doing whatever he wanted to on our defense, but they were trying to out-track meet us, and they thought Jared Goff was something that he is not. And shout out to Jared Goff, by the way. If you watch season 2 of Quarterback on Netflix, Jaden Daniels came in and made the cleanest cameo when we ruined the day for Detroit Lions fan. Goff's wife was crying the whole 9. It's glorious. Go watch it. Episode 7.
Yes. But I've heard stories about it. I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, man. But you just see Jaden come up. It gets dark in the background, and it's great, man. The confidence was so high, and then all of a sudden, the quarterback's wife is crying in the suite. Jared Goff is like, man, then Luvu lit me up, and we just absolutely spoiled their holiday season. But it's run defense number 2. You can't have run defense not in the top 2.
Rico.
I completely agree. I feel like I have run defense 1. You got to have forced turnovers 2. I feel like that is like a definitive top 2 right there. And for same reasons y'all stated that why it should have been number 1. You can mask a lot of your issues on defense if you're opportunistic. And I feel like we had situations last season where we just had interceptions dropped. Maybe somebody was not where they were supposed to be, or like, the fumbles that would hit the ground and bounce like 4 times, and somehow we would not land on it. That one time, the fumble near Bobby Wagner's feet, he didn't know the ball was there, even on the ground. Like, I just feel like there were more opportunities there, and if we're just more aware, even outside of just pure coaching and talent, if we're just more aware as a team, I feel like that's going to be a big help there. And you can max so many issues. I mean, a team can go 80 yards on you and they get in the red zone and a fumble or an interception, and now the whole drive was pointless. So I feel like turnovers are a big part of the game. Run defense is just, number one for me, because the death by 1,000 cuts is the worst way to go for me. That slow inch by inch death is the worst way, but forced turnovers is a very close second that I considered number one. Because, that should be the identity of this team. I feel like that's what Joe Witt Jr. and Dan Quinn want this team to be built like. And you could even tell from some of their offseason moves, they want more turnovers created. Joe Witt Jr. says at every press conference that anybody will listen, it's about turnovers. And that's why they're starting to love Quan Martin, because he's starting to become a turnover machine. We'll see if Mike Sanford still can turn into that. I think we'll start to create more turnovers too. Now that our team is more talented, Joe Witt Jr. can start to get more in his blitz bag. Like we saw in the preseason that he started to show some defensive back blitzes. We got into the regular season, we couldn't cover it all. So he was like, well, we got to forget that until we get some guys that can cover in here. And so I'm expecting us to create more turnovers as well. They didn't lead the NFL in turnovers for 3 years for no reason when they were in Dallas together. And I think that's going to eventually come over here once they get the right guys. It's going to take some time. I'm not expecting us to be the number 1 or a top 5 turnover defense this year, but we're going to move closer towards it than we were last year.
Ed.
Yeah, I would say forced turnovers too. We know how important that is to Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. Ball is life. They said it. Joe Witt says ball is life all the time. We saw in Dallas how they force turnovers all the time with guys like Deron Bland and other guys that are their corners force a lot of turnovers. You look at the 2 playoff games too, how we won those games. A big part of that was Bobby Wagner picking up the fumble from Baker Mayfield, giving us great field position to score. And then we had a pick 6 by Quan Martin against Jared Goff, and then the pick by Mikey on the Jamison Williams reverse trick play. So those are huge plays. And like Rio said, if you can give Jaden Daniels a short field, which we didn't really give him a lot of short fields at all last year. We had a lot of long drives, 4th down, going for the 4th down and whatnot, where we had to manufacture long drives and whatnot. If you can give him a short field, that's where we can really start dominating games like we did last year for them. Like when we beat the Browns, we beat the Cardinals. But we can force some turnovers and flip the field that can really help our offense out and just make it a lot easier for Jaden Daniels for sure. So forcing turnovers is going to be huge. But that's why I have run defense first, because it's just harder to force turnovers if you just can't stop the run. But I think Trey Amos is going to be better at that. We just have better corners, and we have a healthy Marshawn Lattimore, and then Mike is going to be in the slot. So we just didn't have corners that can keep up. When you have Mike Davis, who could barely move, and Emmanuel Forbes, who got released in the middle of the season, Ben St. Juste, you just didn't really have the firepower in the secondary to do that. And then our pass rush was okay, but we weren't, we had a bunch of sacks and whatnot, but we weren't getting to the quarterback to force turnovers like that. Like I said, we just didn't have the personnel in the secondary. I think our personnel is better this year in the secondary to have guys who have a knack of taking the football away.
So now I'm with you guys. Me and Rio had it reversed, and you guys had it the other ways. Like you said, those 2 have to be in the top 2. Give me the next 3, Rio. What's your next 3?
Okay. Now my number 3 is force more turn. I mean, not force more turn. I'm like, wow. 4th quarter defense. I'm going defense in the top 3, because I almost have no concerns over the offensive side of the football. And kicker is not an important enough position, even though it is when you go through 7 in a revolving door of musical chairs at the position. But my number 3 is going to be 4th quarter defense. I seen us have some collapses, man. I don't know if many people remember, we were up the first time we played Philadelphia going into the 4th quarter. 10-6, and absolutely pissed ourselves in the 4th quarter of that game. There were a few times where the 4th quarter, was just not okay. It was like the defense held for as long as they could, and then we got a track meet ran on us in the fourth quarter. Yeah. We didn't lose many times last year, but at the times that we did, we didn't hold up well at the end of the game. We had a chance in the NFC Championship going into the fourth quarter. We were trying to cut it to one possession, and all of a sudden they scored. It was just like the Thursday night game. They went crazy in the fourth quarter, and then 55-23. We have to hear that from every Philly fan until all eternity.
Right.
They have to be able to finish games. No, a defense should not be able to hold for 60 minutes, but I would rather you start slow and finish than to start fast and fizzle out by the fourth quarter, because we already know what the vibes are if number 5 gets the ball in a close game in the fourth quarter. If we can depend on the defense holding up their end of the bargain in the fourth quarter, who is stopping us? So number 3 easily for me is fourth quarter defense. Number 4, rush offense by running backs. I don't have to delve too deep into that because we just had the running back conversation. But if we can get 1,000-yard rusher or in unison 1,600 yards from our stable of running backs, so Jaden does not have to lead the team in rushing necessarily, and we could cut that 900 rushing yards down to like 600, 650 or something of the sort, I think that would open up a lot more in our offense. And lastly, it's going to be the kicker for me. I think they have a lot of trust in Matt Gay. I don't think they give him like the highest guarantee we've ever seen a kicker receive. If they didn't, I don't think they plan on making him kick too much from 50 yards or more, because that's not his ballpark. Inside of 50, he's automatic, and that's all I need. I never need to see a missed extra point ever again in my life. I'm still scarred from that Austin Seibert kick versus that. Out of all people to do it against, he did it versus Dallas after another heroic moment. Oh,
yeah. What a waste of a great call.
So I'm ending it with kickers because ultimately, if you know me, you know I don't even believe in specialists when it comes to the sport of football.
So disrespectful.
I'm going to always put the kickers last because they aren't real people to me. But, you know, my views do not reflect the views from the panel. Those are my opinions only. Yeah. I'm going to end mine with place
kicker, though.
Huh?
You did want to draft a kicker, though, right?
I did want us to draft
Andres Borregales.
Yeah, Borregales out of Miami, man. I did want us to draft one of those things because unfortunately the league still requires you to have one. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about that this year. Stay out of legal trouble and stay off the injury list. And I think we're going to be good to go with Gay.
There it is. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
I'm still stuck on. Unfortunately, the league requires you to still have a kicker.
Hey, that we're good with Gay. All right, Rico. What's your next 3?
I'm gonna pick rush offense by running backs as my 3, and then I feel like it's a gap between. I feel like it's the first 2. Gap, rush offense by running backs, gap, and then I have fourth quarter defense and then place kicking last, simply to work my way up. Place kicking last because I just feel like the rush offense is on point, our defense is dominant, we're forcing turnovers, we can stop the run and everything. Then to Rio's point, and we even went and got a kicker that's built for this, he's not going to be kicking a long distance at all. I mean, if we're anywhere outside of his kicking range, we're just going to go for it on 4th downs. And we approach 3rd down most of the time knowing we're more than likely going to go for it on 4th down if we don't get the 3rd down. We don't get to like 3rd and 12 and go for like a 20-yarder most times. We're trying to pick up a solid 7 to 8, make it to like 4th and 4, somewhere around there, and then we try to get the 4th down afterwards. So if we're outside of his range or his perceived range, I mean, he literally went 100% from anything 49 or less. PATs, all of that last year. For I believe it was the Colts last year. Now we got him. If we're anywhere outside of that range, we're just going to go for it on 4th down. And if this offense is going to be as electric as I think it will be with a far improved defensive line and all of that, I think kicking will handle itself. I feel like even if you had the running back last year with Zane Gonzalez, if we had to run that back this year, I think we'd be okay. but we already upgraded there. I think we'll be just fine. Then fourth quarter defense, again, similar to with place kicking. If our run defense, our run offense with the running back specifically, not even just the quarterbacks, the running backs, like you have listed, and we're able to force turnovers, I feel like our fourth quarter defense won't be in as many situations to have to play well. I feel like we'll have big enough leads, double-digit point leads, to the point that, yeah, we may need you a couple of times, but nowhere near as often as last year. And then, of course, rush offense by running backs. I mean, that is huge. I already know what Jaden Daniels can do. I already know what Jaden Daniels will do. I think this offense is going to be top 5 in, like, points per possession. Like, I think we're going to kill it. Of course, there's going to be teams like the Bengals that may outscore us overall because their defense is going to be so bad. Their offense is going to be on the field so often, and it's just they're going to be in shootouts. They're going to be in 40-something to 30-something games all year. But I feel like per possession, per play wise, we're going to be one of the best offenses in the NFL, if not the best. And so if you have a run offense to where we can run the clock out, we have a double-digit lead, and a team can't stop our run, so we're able to chew the clock, hold on to the ball, and limit the possessions of the other team. I think we'll be literally unstoppable. I feel like we just need 5, 4, and 3, and we're probably going to the Super Bowl last year and maybe even win it. Like, I feel like that's all we needed. Fourth quarter defense and place kicking is a problem that needs to be improved, but I don't think it's as important as, for me, again, 4, number 1, 3, number 2, 5, number 3.
Ed.
Yeah, so for me, number 3 is rush offense by running backs. That was almost number 2 for me, because you think about the last 9 games of the season, 8 of those last 9 games was led by rushing yards were led by a quarterback. I say this all the time, like even
That's
Mario
horrible.
and led the team in rushing. So B-Rob, he was in and out of the lineup, but we got to get more of a pulse from our running backs from the running game. So I know some people were blaming the offensive line, but there's actually statistics that show that the offensive line was like one of the best in run block win rate or whatever it is throughout the whole season. So especially with this offensive line now, you got Laramie Tunsil, Biotis at center, Sam Cosmi whenever he comes back, Connolly at right tackle, Brandon Coleman at left guard. So this should be a dominant offensive line, a top 10 offensive line this season. There should be no excuses for our running backs to get a push. Like, when you have a dual threat quarterback like Jaden, the running backs should do way better. And then you have a dynamic running back and a rookie in JCM with the potential that he has. You got to take the pressure off of Jaden Daniels. He shouldn't have to run for 100 yards in a game against the Falcons or put up almost 900 rushing yards. And he still may do that. And you still may get production from B-Rob and JCM. But you got to get a pulse from your running backs, man. Like, you got to get the pressure off of Jaden Daniels. So that's super important to me. There is just too many games. Like I said, the Falcons, that Eagles game where Jaden had almost 100 rushing yards. He probably did have 100 rushing yards in that game against the Eagles, where he had to put the team on his back. The Falcons game, he had to put the team on his back. Too many times we saw that, where he just had to put the cape on, and I think the running back should help him out.
It's your boy B-Rob, man. It's all up to your boy B-Rob. Ed, what's up?
He had cement feet towards the end of the season, could barely move. It was bad at pass protection too. So I won't get on B-Rob. I like B-Rob, but there's a lot going on with him.
You like B-Rob, Ed? You like B-Rob, Ed?
Hey.
Nobody believe that, man.
Ed, stop.
Nobody believe that.
I know what it looked like when Ed liked somebody. I don't think Ed like B-Rob.
Hey, stop, Ed.
But look. So yeah, we gotta get more from the running backs. And then after that, fourth quarter defense. I think once again that's going to improve with the improved secondary. I bring up that Falcons game where we let Drake London get a 3rd and 20 something, and then they got in range on 4th down. That's just an excuse. I think just the secondary will be improved, where we won't see things like that happen in the fourth quarter, where it's 3rd and 15 and they're converting and different things like that. So I think off the strength of just the personnel will improve in the fourth quarter. And then place kicking, yes, it was a carousel last year. Seibert had his moments where he was good, where he went 7 for 7 against the Giants, and we won 21-18. And then the first guy we brought in, I forgot his name. He was awful, so they had to cut him off the jump when he kicked.
Cade York.
K. York.
Yeah, K. York. So he was awful. And then Zane, shout out to Zane, the divisional doink. Even that was very, very, very
legend.
Very
legend for it.
Very close. And then McManus with the whole situation. So Matt Gay, the numbers like you guys brought up inside 50 yards, he's very consistent. So we'll see how that goes there. And then I don't think they may bring in like maybe like a camp leg or something like that. Maybe the guy from the Defenders. I got to give at least one Defenders plug.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's something Ed likes. Now that's something Ed likes.
Like, that's right. Man. That's right.
Where your Super Bowl ring at, man?
Matt McLaurin, that's his name. So you said, where's the Super Bowl ring at?
Yeah, where the ring at, Ed?
Hey, look, there's a watch party on Saturday at the Wharf, so we might see one down there. But place kicking is probably last on the list for me because I do like the Matt Gay signing, and then the amount of money, they have a lot of confidence in him too. So and he was good on extra points. So place kicking is last for me.
It sounds like that they said we're not playing any games with this kicker shit this year. Zane, we appreciate you for life. Here you go, Matt Gay. Have a bunch of money. Do not let us down because we paid this money for a reason.
Yeah, no, we knew Zane was not going to be the kicker when they pretty much was non-committal on him. They could have signed him to a real deal. They signed him to a league minimum contract, 1-year contract with no guarantees, because they knew they were going to find someone better and they were going to cut him. Even if he would have made it through camp, I think they would have been scouring the streets looking for his replacement. Yep. 3 is my number 1. 4, run defense is my number 2. Fourth quarter defense is my number 3. I think this was almost number 2 for me because we were so bad in the fourth quarter defensively. We went 12-5 last year, and if you think about the 5 losses, 4 of them probably came with pseudo collapses, and there could have been more. Right?
Mike Williams, that was terrible. That's a big part.
Oh my God!
Yeah. Look, no, that's the fourth quarter defense for you, right?
Yo, Ben St. Juice did some unforgivable shit to this team.
You know what? It wasn't just him. He was the poster child for it, and he was the one that was kind of like a microcosm of it, but it was enough to go around. Part of the reason that Jeremy Chin is no longer here, the man gave up like 10 passing touchdowns.
Yep, he did. Like, he sure did.
It was ridiculous.
He didn't get his head around on any of it. I don't think he saw any of those touchdowns happen.
I wanted to say something so bad, but you threw up an alley. I'm not dunking it. You're trying to get me in trouble. But I am going to say that the fourth quarter defense was so close to being number 2 for me because we blew so many leads last year. We almost blew so many leads. We should have lost to the Bears, and that would have been a fourth quarter collapse. That was Benjamin St. Juice being on his worst behavior yet again on a pass that was uncatchable. We almost lost to the Saints, right? Like Spencer Rattler, everybody. Spencer Rattler walking us down the field.
Entering the game halftime, too. It's not like he was prepared at the start of the entire week. He started at halftime.
Bro, this fourth quarter defense was so atrocious last season. Ed just brought up the Falcons game. It was 2nd and goal from the 27. Like, the game should have been over.
Seeing that in person, like it felt just like the old days for a second.
I know it did. It had to.
What? We let this rookie quarterback in his second start in prime time convert like a 2nd and goal from the 30-yard line. Like, what are we doing?
It's ridiculous, bro. And if they had their real field goal kicker and a competent coach who didn't take 2 timeouts to overtime, we would have lost that game in regulation.
1,000%.
You've got the 2 Eagles games, right? 2 out of the 3 Eagles games where we just collapsed in the fourth quarter, right? We could do this all day with the fourth quarter defense. It just was a mess. So that's number 3 for me. Place kicking is number 4. I value place kicking. And this year, I think with these games being much tighter because we're playing better competition, I just expect us to have to rely on the kickers. Like, our kicking wasn't terrible last year. You look at Austin side, we only missed 3 kicks. The problem is when he missed those kicks, and he missed extra points too. And so you look at that and you look at all the kickers we had and you put it all together. We 81% field goals is not good. It's easy for us to dismiss some of the misses because of when they came. We missed 2 field goals in the Tennessee game. Okay, you scored 42 points. Who cares, right? But what if that's not Tennessee? What if that's Detroit? Or what if that's Kansas City? Or if that's Denver? Or that's even Seattle? Like, it can make a world of difference. We need our kickers to make kicks. So that one's big because I think we're going to play a lot more close games this season. We played a lot of them last year. I think we're going to play a lot of them this year. And I don't know if we can rely on the ability to extend drives, to not punt, to, put yourself in a position where you don't need the 52-yard field goal attempt, right? So got to have our field goal kicker be money for us this year. And then rush offense by running backs. Rio said our running backs total 1,600. They did that last year. They did that last year. The running backs had 1,600 yards on the dot.
And I thought that was doing something.
Right. You said that like they just killed it. Well, if they get 1,600 again, we should be in good shape, I think. So
bare minimum boys.
Yes. I would prefer them to rush for over 2,000, but I don't see it happening. Right.
I'm not greedy.
The rush offense by the running backs to me is I seen 5. I seen what he can do. I hate putting him in situations where he's got to do more, but I know what he's capable of. And I feel a lot more comfortable putting the ball in his hands than I do some of these running backs. So the rush offense by the running backs doesn't necessarily move me all that much. So let's get to the comment section and see what you guys are talking about out there. And we start off with a big one, man.
Oh my God.
Shout out to LA at Brooklyn. Brooklyn in the house.
That's how we moving. That's how we moving, man. Thank you, brother.
Hey, LA at Brooklyn said, man, y'all been gone for far too long. I got to bless y'all right off the rip. So shout out to LA at Brooklyn for the hundo piece. Right. So welcome back, Kings. Hey, we appreciate the love, man. You've been missed. The new uniforms got me hyped. Call back to when I was a child and when Washington was truly feared and respected. Love it, HTTC. You know what's crazy too, LA? There were so many Commanders fans that was pissed. Like, you could tell the young ones was like, bro, all right, y'all old heads, get y'all 3 little games out the way and then get the hell out of here with this shit. It was a lot of that. Like, I saw a lot of people mad, like, not happy about this at all. And I mean, we've talked about this already. This is probably a precursor to these becoming the standard uniforms.
Oh, they're going to be. 100%.
Yeah. And so if you are of that mindset that you don't want these to return, then I get your frustration. But if these are to remain the alternates, like, why are you tripping? Like, why are you upset? That's the part. But I think most fans understand what this is, the beginning of the end of the black alts. So if that's the case,
enjoy that Bears game this year, y'all. I'm telling you, that's gonna be our last. Well, it depends on how the rule works too, because technically we're not allowed to do a redesign until 2027 because the 5-year rule. But hey, we're like the league darlings right now. If Josh Harris and them say, you know what, let us change our uniforms next year and go back to these, they might say, go for it.
Yeah, so, knock yourself out.
You got it, brother.
There's a loophole in there. If you change your name, you don't have to wait 5 years. You can only do 4, right? They make up some shit, right?
If your quarterback is Jaden Daniels.
You guys did us a solid over in Madrid. We got you. Don't worry about
it. Go ahead and full-time those things, man.
Big shout out to LA once again, man. Really appreciate you. Ho! Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to my guys. Appreciate you, Hove. Says, I'm glad we got content from all 4 of y'all this week and a Commanders Kings. I'm meeting JD5 this weekend here in Cali.
Yeah, JD Daniels Community Day. Yeah, he's having his little foundation thing out there, man. Shout out Jovito, man. West Side.
West Side. Take some pictures, man. Take some pictures. We'd love to see it. And let him know, man. He's definitely loved here, man. I don't know if he realizes what he means to us. So you make sure you tell him.
He changed our lives.
He
changed
Rio has said this many times, man.
I mean,
he's feeding families out here, man. He's changed lives.
I mean it, man.
Paul Kyoko, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, what up, Kangs? What's up, Paul? Missed this. We missed it too, man. We missed it too. Good times are back. A few things. The jersey minus the W clean as F. Rio, glad you're feeling better. Stay healthy, all. Appreciate that, Paul. Hey, much respect to you, and definitely so glad that Rio is on the up and up, man. We did not realize how down bad our boy was over here for a while, man.
Your boy was in the hospital a couple times. Your boy fainted a couple times. It was getting rough on this side.
Oh my God!
When I feel good to be alive right
now. You start appreciating things a little bit better when and it get dark like that, boy. I've been there before. You start thinking about things a lot different.
You go outside and let the fresh air hit your chest and the sunlight hit you, and you're like, man.
Yeah, like you just did a 25-year bid, boy. It hit different, don't it? like you just did a bid. You came home. It's different, bro. Hey, we appreciate you, Paul, man. And the Dubs don't really, move. Like it doesn't change the whole aesthetic for me.
The stripes pull it together, man.
They just missing this one thing right here, man. That's the one thing they missing. But the stripes are they are everything.
That little ass name word mark mean that much to you, Lou.
Yes, it's so blank. It's so bland. I can't believe like that was one of the things I was like, I wonder what I literally said this the day before. I wonder what they're gonna put there. Are they gonna go back to Washington being there?
It's still a plain Jane Rowley, Lou. It's not a bust down because you put the name there, man.
Yes, it would be. It would be. It would definitely be a bust down if they put Commanders with the line at the top and the bottom like they got on RICO'S jersey right there. Right in the middle of that shake. Come on, man. That joint would have been hard.
But that neckline and that collar, that joint so clean that it really don't need nothing between that because the numbers are so damn big on that jersey.
Yeah, they big as hell.
You can't really fit. It's gonna look kind of crazy when you put the name there.
I mean, that's the only thing that's saving it is the numbers are way bigger than they were before, and then the gold outline is a lot thicker too. So.
I think that's why I like them more than before. The numbers look so damn big; they look like they're gonna smack you when you look at the jersey, bro. Yeah. The numbers are like intimidatingly large.
Yeah, no, them shits is humongous. They take up probably about 60% of the surface area of that jersey, front and back.
The number big as shit, and the name big as shit.
Yeah. I love the name.
Big as hell. Yo, if you got a long name, your jersey gonna look nuts. Yo.
Hey, it's
Monogamy gonna look crazy.
Oh, y'all about to say we gotta think of a long. Yeah, that's whoo. They're gonna have to clean that one up, boy.
Noah jersey, that shit gonna be from shoulder pad to shoulder blade.
Yeah, this one was not created with the long 10 letter name in mind, bro.
No,
this one, yeah, yikes. Wow. Sorry, Noah. Sorry, bro. I didn't even think about that. Dorgunner. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Dorgunner writes, reminds me of the 3 Super Bowls I got to watch. And for you and so many others like you, that's part of why they did it. But I think it was Kevin Sheehan who said this. Like, their job as an organization is to appeal to the younger demographic. You shouldn't be pandering to the older fans because how much longer are they going to be here, right? Your goal, your focus should be, I want to bring those older fans back into the fold, but you really should be focusing on what do the young kids like? What are the new generation? Because they're going to be spending money a lot longer. They're the ones you should be trying to bring in. And I wonder if the younger fans, a lot of them younger fans, I'm telling you right now, they could give 2 shits about this uniform. Straight up.
They're going to cop that joint, though, because as plain as I think them jerseys are, I'll be first in queue when them joints come out.
I'm telling you, I don't do jerseys. That's the first thing I said was like, I don't even do jerseys, bro. That 5, though, I might have to get one of those.
The Jaden jersey is the new Yankee hat, bro. You gotta have everyone that drops.
That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Jaden jersey is the new Yankee fitted. That's wild.
I need it, bro. That joint, that boy looks so clean in them joints. I was like, yeah, man, I get it. in the hype video, like when they was mobbed up at the end, I was like, oh my God, that is so fire, bro. Like, this is so dope, man.
Yeah, the end when it was him, then the two dudes was kneeling down, then the two at the end.
It was so black. It was so black. Like I felt it felt like it resonated with me, with us.
That was definitely some. I felt the energy there on some real like jail pole shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like the way that like Jaden like knocked on the camera to focus it, that was so hard.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, they killed it with that. They had to make up for that bullshit ass
roller coaster tycoon.
Yeah, they had to make up for it, and they did. Mr. CB1274, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, "What up, Kangs?" Says, "I can't wait to get this jersey. Maybe 2. Jedi 5 and Frankie Louvu. That Louvu probably gonna look dope like Wagner's, jersey on the back because it's simple with the 4 letters. That's probably gonna be fire too. And on these, you got to get the authentic joint, like because the number, just the
or
way
at least the limited. Like, don't get the replica, bro. You get the in between. It's the swing man.
Yeah, you got to. The number, the embossed number is a must on these. Like, you got to actually see the numbers on these. I think I got to get one of these, bro. Like, this is a must-have. I never thought I would say that about a uniform. Marissa Mullinex, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. And once again, shout out to Mr. CB1274 for the 10-piece. Marissa writes, "My brother Mark said he missed you guys. He's still having problems with health from the vaccine." I was like, Marissa, I was thinking about Mark, and I was like, I wonder if they're related. Now
prayers to Mark, man. Please get better, man. Everybody going through some health-related issues right now, man.
Yeah, man. We definitely got Mark in our prayers, man. Speedy recovery for our guy, Mark Mullinex, man. We hope to hear from you very soon, man, on the up and up, man. Prayers up to our guy, Mark. Thank you for letting us know, Marissa, that he's still struggling. And even if he's not able to come on, we would love to have an update from you next week if at all possible. So shout out to our guy Mark.
Y'all wait on the release for the jerseys too, man. Don't go find the empty joint at Ross and then put some numbers on it or be trying to remix a Way or McNabb jersey, man. Wait till the joint.
You already know what's coming, bro.
They coming with the wish.com, the DH Gates,
Yeah, hey, look, man, it's gonna get nasty out there. It's gonna be that first preseason game at home. It's gonna be spooky in the crowd, bro. You're gonna see a whole lot of shit. I'm just letting you know right now.
The remake.
The
E before the Iron Daniels.
They're gonna have the courier new font on the jersey.
Hey, not the
italicized.
Not the E before the Iron Daniels, bro. Brandon Davis, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the 10-piece. Who writes, "I like the white jerseys, but I love the burgundy jerseys. I guess it's because under Gibbs, we would only wear them twice a year against the Cowboys and the Cardinals because those were the only teams that wore white jerseys at home. And so that's when they were forced to, bust out the burgundy jerseys, because if Gibbs could wear white every week, he would wear white every single week. So the Cowboys used to wear white. They still wear white at home. One of the few teams that do that. And the Cardinals, because it was so damn hot in Arizona, in Phoenix at that time, they would wear their white uniforms at home, which would prompt us to have to wear our burgundy ones. So most teams in the league wear their solid color uniforms at home. So I know there's a little nostalgia with some fans because of that, but I never liked the burgundies. They never did it for me. But
the current one smack with the gold pants.
Yeah,
man.
They actually look so much better. And remember when we tried to do it, when Bruce Allen tried to remix it, but the gold was off and it looked weird. Yeah, they did a good job with this one. So I'm actually a fan of the burgundy.
So before we go to the next Super, what game? Since we're doing the Super Bowl era whites 3 times in those 3 nationally televised game, do we all think it's going to be the Bears game that gets the black ones, or do y'all think it's going to be the Eagles or another game?
I think you said the Bears game, and I think they've worn it twice in a row against the Bears.
Yeah, we've worn it 2 times. We've worn it 2 times. The Amazon Prime game where we got smashed, and then last year. Y'all think it's gonna be the Bears or somebody else where we wear the black for probably the last time?
I'm thinking 3 in a row for the Bears.
Let's finish that up with the Bears.
Yeah,
I like it. That game's the day before my birthday. I need it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Black jersey, so I think they do it again, and it's a Monday night game too, right? So
yep, it sure is. It's
we're on national television so many times this
year. We got 8
island
games, bro. 8 of them.
Oh man.
Like, understand the what the league is saying right now. Like, we gotta hold up our end of the bargain, bro. Got to. Mr. CB 1274. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Who writes, Rico, don't you disappear again and come back in black and white.
That's my bad, man. It went from vacation to sick. I'm just now getting all right. It was bad. I wasn't as bad as Rio though, man. I'm definitely still, I'm happy Rio made it through. Man.
I'm glad, bro.
Yeah.
I'm glad, bro.
That was crazy. I
don't know if y'all have ever fainted, but that's the most terrifying shit ever.
No, never have I ever fainted. That is next level stuff right there. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. That is wild. Chris Hunter, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Our guy Chris says gold face mask, A1, first thought. The Sean Taylor helmet spat on game day, fire. Second thought, getting 4 is Mando before the Cardinals get 3. Y'all help me with this one. Second thought, getting 4. Y'all help me with that.
No, before I'm guessing he means the Eagles get 3. We need a 4th ring before the Eagles. I think the Cardinals with 3. I'm guessing that's Bird, and that's the bird that spawned because the Cardinals ain't won shit. So it's gotta be the Eagles. So before the Birds get a 3rd,
it's mandatory. Okay, all right. Yeah,
I got you.
Chris has got to be a YN. Got to be a YN. He's shorting Mando for no reason. It's a longer word. I get it.
Definitely a YN.
Yeah, it's definitely a YN move.
Not the deodorant Mando.
Yeah, no. And I was like, because I'm lost. I'm thinking about Mando. Like, wait, Mando, what? And then I see a cardinal because there's an actual eagle emoji. So I'm like,
yep, and the RNS confirms it. So that's a YN for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to my guy Chris, man.
Hey, shout out to him,
we definitely need that 4th chip, man, before they can catch up with us for sure. Christopher McLaughlin, our guy, C-Mac. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the 10th spot. My guy Chris writes, hey Lou, Rio, Rico, and Ed. Hope everyone is well. Likewise, as always.
Yes, sir.
2 questions. What are 3 X factors for the team besides injuries for this team to win the Super Bowl, and why? And what are your 3 biggest issues before training camp and why? So 3 biggest X factors for you guys would be what?
I would say immediately the chemistry between Jaden Daniels and Deebo Samuel being seamless, like as if like Deebo Samuel's been there with Jaden Daniels for years. If we can come in week 1 immediately like that, that increases our chances of not having, falling victim to any of these supposed trap games early, like Giants week 1. We have the Raiders, week 3 or something like that. And that's a creepy game because I think they beat the Chiefs last year and the Ravens the year before that. Even as a bad Raiders teams or vice versa as one of those. So I think the chemistry between Jaden Daniels and Deebo Samuel needs to take off immediately. Also another thing, a fast start to this, the offensive line, a lot of it's talent, but a lot of it's chemistry. And I hope our offensive line comes in immediately to start the regular season looking like they've played amongst each other as well. So my first 2 are immediately chemistry, like Jaden Daniels, the Deebo, offensive line. And then the third one, I guess the second year guys taking a leap. I feel like that'll probably be my third X factor. Those guys like Ben Sinnott and Luke McCaffrey being able to contribute, and Mike Sanders still improving even beyond what he's already done. Johnny Newton finally getting into the mix. I feel like a leap from our second year guys is another big one.
That's a good. That was exactly.
That's a good one.
I was definitely thinking about that for one of them.
Yeah.
Ed, what are your 3 X factors?
I'm gonna go with Marshawn. I think the draft capital that we gave up to bring him in last year, and I know he said not injuries, but just him being healthy is going to be huge. A full off season, him getting acclimated with Joey Jr. and the guys is going to be huge, man. If he can play up to some of the level that we expected him to be, would be huge. Because we didn't get that from him last year. So a healthy Marshawn Lattimore would be huge, and then Javon Kinlaw too. The addition of him, because he was our highest paid defensive free agent. And, we're just bringing him in to, rush the passer, take up space, eat space, be that elephant in, and slow down the run game. So I think he's another X factor. The third one for me probably would be who steps up as a receiver other than Terry, alongside Terry. Like, I know we brought up Debo, but is it Noah Brown? And Debo was hyping up Noah Brown's route running in one of his training sessions. So that was cool to hear that. And just talk about how good of a route runner Noah Brown is. So we know we haven't seen like crazy numbers from Noah Brown, but he's been solid wherever he's been at. We've seen 500-yard seasons. Before he got injured, he forced a bunch of pass interferences. He was Jaden's number 2 target. Jaden locked on to Noah Brown a lot. So who steps up alongside Terry? I think Deebo's gonna have a great season too. But who this is probably the best receiving core we've had the last couple of years, especially with Terry. This is probably one of the better receiving cores next to Terry, the guys that he's played with. So who steps up in the receiving room next to Terry? Is it going to be Debo, or is it going to be Noah Brown, or is it going to be both those guys?
You want to go, Rio?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My first one is yards after catch ability. It means so much that if we can get players who can do something with the ball in their hand, because there was almost no component of that last year and we got as far as we did. What could this offense look like with short drives because someone broke the drive open and took a slant to the crib, a bubble screen to the crib, a jet sweep? We got Debo to do it, but the guy I don't want anybody to forget about is Jalen Lane, the 4th round pick. He's the fastest player on the roster, and he specializes in doing things in space with the ball in his hands. Watch him take jet sweeps and bubble screens and short routes, and watch what he could do with them in space. I liken the impact he could have to a young Jamison Crowder's impact with this team. And I think Cliff Kingsbury has a role and will find many ways to get the ball in his hands. So yards after catch and playmaking ability is probably my X factor number 1. To jock Rico a little bit, if we can get production from the combination of this triumvirate of Luke McCaffrey, Ben Sinnott, Johnny Newton, second-year players that have not broken out yet. If we can get production, you throw them in the pot together and they can all come out as contributors. Oh my God, it takes this team up another notch, because we want to know how we're going to manufacture rush this year. It would be great if we can get it from our inside guys. If Payne could get closer to what he was his contract year, Johnny Newton get after the quarterback, Kinlaw could get after the quarterback, we may not have to worry about as much our edge rushers getting after, even though I think a guy like Dorrance Armstrong can be a 10-sack guy for us. But the second-year players, I need Ben Sinnott to show me that if Ertz retires this year, he's going to go right into that role. I need his role expanded. We took him in the 2nd round. I can't be patient after this year. If he has his hand in the dirt and he's still on some fullback shit at the end of this season, I have issues. I have qualms, and me and Adam Peters got to have a conversation. We took him in the 2nd round. We took Johnny Newton in the 2nd round. We didn't take him to be some rotational Fedarian Mathis type piece. He got to show me something. And Luke McCaffrey, you're Lucas until otherwise. I want you got a new number. You got to earn the Luke, you got to earn the Luke, the one name. Man, I got to see Luke McCaffrey show me something, bro. Just show me you're going to be a consistent part of the unit. Give me 400 yards this year. Give me the amount of yards I never seen out of De'Ami Brown, because we also took you in the 3rd round. You don't got to be a 500-yard plus guy. Give me 400 yards and 2 touchdowns and be an active contributor.
I just need one from him. He ain't even did that yet.
Yeah, true. You got to get just
get
one
on the
time.
board.
Just play dirt. You
know,
know,
next time Senate got a touchdown.
Next time you get inside the 2, dive your ass in the end zone. Like,
he tried. He stepped out against Cincinnati. He tried.
Sure did, man. So those are my 2 X factors, and my 3rd is the cornerback room becoming a strength for this team this year. You know,
that's a good one.
We went into last year with Emmanuel Forbes, Benjamin St. Juice, Noah Igbenogany, Mike Sanders-Still, and Lou's boy Mike Davis. That's the cornerback room.
Chitlin circuit.
And then this year, we get healthy, single-digit Marshawn Lattimore, famous, and we got Trenavian Amos. Mike Sanders still returning to his natural habitat and home, where he was a demon that Nick Saban called the best pound-for-pound player in college. Jonathan Jones, who is a starting cornerback as a depth rotational guy, and Noah Igbenogany as cornerback 5 and not starting. He's still stealing a single-digit number, which I don't like, but you know, I like Noah I as corner 5 rather than being corner 2. And who knows if someone like Carlin Vigors or Fentrell Cypress challenges to be one of the final corners on this roster. The cornerback room becoming a strength on this team. That's another way you can manufacture pressure on the quarterback. Coverage sacks. If you got everybody locked up, there's nowhere to go with the ball, and you give the guys up front more of an opportunity to get to the quarterback. So my 3 X factors are yards after catch / playmaking ability, year 2 contributors, and number 3, our cornerback room becoming a strength in 2025.
Mine is simple. Those were really good ones. Mine is simple. Explosive plays, turnovers, and rookies coming in and contributing right away. I think the first 2 are self-explanatory. Rio talked about, you know, taking short passes, getting, you know, big gains out of them. I just think we have to be more explosive as an offense. It's just hard to go 12, 13 plays consistently like we did a season ago. Turnovers, we talked about that earlier in the show, so I don't really need to rehash that. And then the rookies, like when you think about the impact of this draft, it's only 5 players, but it's a very impactful draft. 4 out of those 5 guys we think are going to be playing significant roles potentially this year. 3 of them are starters day one, right? Josh Connolly Jr. is starting at right tackle more likely than not.
Yep.
Trey Amos is starting at corner, outside boundary corner, more likely than not. And you're going to start Jalen Lane as your punt and probably kickoff return man this season. So, not to mention, as Rio talked about, him touching it on offense here and there. So you have 3 guys that are going to be playing a pivotal role on this football team right out of the gates. We need them to produce. It's hard to ask a rookie to come in and hit the ground running, but because of what we did last year, the pressure's on those guys to come in here and help continue what we started last season. And then Bill could easily be the starter by season's end. You never know, right? Yep. But we expect him to get in there and get some touches here and there, even if it's a Jeremy McNichols type role where he's just getting loose carries here and there. And if it's a blowout, he'll, you know, do the rest or whatever. But I think the rookies are going to have to come in here and show why we feel like this is another foundational type of draft class, even though it was only 5 players selected. So let's each give one big issue we have before training camp. Let's just give one.
What y'all got? I'll jump out there first. I don't know if I'd call it an issue or a concern, but I think the biggest unknown going into 2025 is what is Will Harris? Mm-hmm. What is Will Harris? Because I don't know. I have no idea what he's going to be, but he could bring this thing together. If he's good for us and Quan Martin continues on the ascension that he's having, especially with the way Joe Witt's talking about Quan Martin, if the cornerback room becomes a strength and Will Harris can at minimum be a better coverage safety than Jeremy Chin, which we all expect he's going to be, mm-hmm. defense is cooking with something at some point. But I need to know what Will Harris is. I want to know what made this team so confident in bringing this guy in to start at safety, because Jeremy Chin did give up a lot of touchdowns last year, but he also was very productive, and he was one of our better players last year. So I want to know why they were so confident bringing this guy in and not even really trying to bring another starting safety competition or anything like he's the guy. Like it's him and Quan Martin's world back there on the back end.
Yep.
So that's it for me.
And you could even take that a step further. The depth at safety.
Safety room.
Yeah. If you're one injury away from Jeremy Reeves potentially and Percival Butler having to touch the football field and touch grass in a meaningful way. So it can get real ugly fast for this team defensively if we hit injuries at the safety position. I'll just say the guy that I look at as an X factor, and I saved him for this conversation instead of using him as an X factor, is Jordan McGee. You guys talked about second-year players, and he's one of the guys I really feel like we need him defensively. He's not optional. We need his speed. We need him as a defensive playmaker. I think he is the key to unlocking that second level of the defense. He's got to stay healthy for me. If you lose Jordan McGee again, I don't think that our 6th-round pick Kay Madrano is ready to step in and give you anything at the linebacker position. You really don't have like tremendous depth at that position, and so I really feel like health of Jordan McGee is big.
For me, it's how long will it take JCM to finally get fully ingratiated into the offense? Because I feel like once he's a part of the offense, once Cliff Kingsbury can trust him to block on third downs and things like that, trust him to be on the field more often, not worry about him fumbling, make sure he knows the playbook, know exactly where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. A lot of typical stuff that, making the jump from college to NFL. Does he have all of the nuanced stuff? Does he move and approach football like a veteran? I think, but my concern is there's certain parts of the playbook we can't even access without a guy of his speed or explosion or quickness. Again, we heard about the play in mandatory minicamp. It was cool that it was a 60-yard touchdown run apparently, but the fact that it was on an outside zone run, like we couldn't run those last year. So my concern is, how long will it take for JCM to finally really start to earn his carries away from Brian Robinson also? Because I wouldn't be surprised if as early as week 1 he gets a couple of carries, but that's more so going to be, okay, Brian Robinson needs a rest. We don't want to put too much mileage on him early on in the season. Same thing with Austin Eckler. He's only getting older. But I want to know, how soon will it take for JCM to finally earn his carries and eventually take over as I don't think we're going to have like a guy that gets all of the carries, majority of the carries, but I think I want him to become the lead back as soon as possible, because that's going to open up the entire playbook, man.
It is.
Yep. What about you, Ed?
The 3 biggest issues.
You just give one.
Oh, just one. Okay. I won't even say an issue. I'll just say a question mark. I do want to see how our pass rush is. I do want to see that. And I know it doesn't just have to be a dominant pass rusher. You don't have to just have a dominant edge rusher to have a good pass rush as a unit. There's a way to manufacture pressure. But I do want to see who's going to be that consistent guy to step up. Of course, I'm not going to hype up Dante Fowler. I think we can have a guy that can come in and have double-digit sacks. Frankie Louvu was close. Dorrance, I feel like he's capable of doing that. Somebody that we can consistently rely on third down to get to the quarterback, whether it's Frankie, Dorrance, maybe even Jacob Martin can blossom and make that jump. We had a lot of guys on defense that did improve under Joe Jr. last year. So I do just want to see the consistent pass rush. You got it, especially with the gauntlet of quarterbacks we're going up against. Dak and Jalen Hurts and Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert. You can name all the quarterbacks we're going up against. Who's going to get to the quarterback on third down consistently. So it's just a question mark for me. It's not an issue yet, because I do believe in our coaching staff to get the best out of the guys. It's just a question mark for me. I think we were in the Trey Hendrickson sweepstakes to start off, and then connect to Von Miller. So it's just a question mark for me. And we didn't draft an edge rusher in the first round or second round when everybody thought that we were going to possibly get Donovan guys like that.
Good times.
That's crazy when you think about it from that perspective.
Insane.
We was heavy on that. That and running back. We thought we was getting an early running back. We thought we was getting an early pass rusher.
Especially when Mike Green made it to 29.
Yeah. None of that came to fruition. Dejon Bell, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. This one's for you, Rio. You go ahead and read that one.
Hey, my boy Dejon. Shout out to Dejon, man. He said, "Sup, fellas? Y'all owe me. Rio, you owe me a fade from trashing my state of Wisconsin." Yeah, I probably done said some crazy shit about Wisconsin a couple times on the channel. But guys, I got Cooper Flag and JD5. I'll hold us down in week 2 in Green Bay. Hey, hold us down, man. We the first Thursday night game of the year, the first Amazon Prime game of the year. That's going to be a good one, man. That's going to be a good test for us. And that should be the most, like, that should be the game in the first 4 weeks of the season that's most, like, it could go either way. And it should be the most high degree of difficulty game that we got, man. Enjoy that when they come out there, man.
Yes. Victor Von Dome, thank you for the super chat.
Is this true?
Who writes, Colts got black unis by making the Nike logo black.
That's interesting.
They don't have like any black on their uniform, and they got a black jersey now. They do.
Yeah, because we've seen them wear the all black with the blue horseshoe on the helmet.
All they did was put a black swoosh on their jersey. Is that all it takes?
That's what they did? Seriously?
Throw the black swoosh on the white jersey. Call it a day.
I don't really know. Like, could we just like emboss the Commanders in black, like slightly on the burgundy jerseys? Yeah, would you just emboss it a little or something like that?
Throw a black swoosh on the white jerseys. Call it a day, man.
No, you can't mess up the white.
On the black, no black sleeve, no black. There's a little swoosh, just a little swoosh on the sleeve.
You can't touch the championships.
Just can't touch those. Yeah, all right, it's got to be the burgundy.
It's got to be the burgundy. You can't touch those.
Where can we put black on that jersey though? Like,
yeah, you just like I said, you could even if you wanted to make the check burgundy on those, you could. Like nobody cares.
Nobody cares about the swoosh. I can't even tell you where the swoosh is on that jersey.
Yeah, it's on the sleeve. Yeah, it's right on the top over the number. Yeah, nobody cares.
Black it out.
Swag. That's interesting. If that's true, we have a way to keep
fun loophole.
Yes, we have a way to keep the jerseys alive.
Yeah, because I think people keep forgetting you can have an alternate and a throwback. You got 2 alternates. You can have a throwback and you can have an alternate uniform to go with your 2 mains. We got 4 uniforms. You know, the Eagles have black jerseys and the Kelly Greens. You know,
right. Yep, Tampa Bay has the creamsicles, and then they got the pewter joints. Like you can have an alternate. So
and 4.
Yes, let's take advantage. Swaggy P, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the 10th spot. Who writes, Commander Kanks. What's up, Swaggy? Training camp around the corner and loving the alternate jerseys. Need me a JD51 ASAP. Also, Ed, shout out to the UFL champion DC Defenders. Look at that. Some more defender love out there in these streets.
Got Ed moving different, man.
Hey, man. One leg out the whip, Ed, is different, bro.
I ain't never seen Ed moving like this before.
Hey, it's different, man. There's levels to this.
Commanders win a Super Bowl, man. Ed might be acting real. He might have his shirt off with the chains on like Kirk in the locker room.
Hey, look, all the lights on the wall is lit up. He might be in dark, and then he just got ice around his neck or something.
Gonna pull his grill out like Rico.
Hey, remember them light up grills? Ed might have one of them joints.
No, I'm not doing that yet. Gear stuff.
Hey, go ahead, man. LT, thank you for the super chat. Hey, LT writes, Our defense is full of young talent that can stop y'all easy. Is it though? I don't recall your defense stopping Jaden when we scored 36 points with what, 4 turnovers? 5 turnovers? 5 turnovers. Preposterous. What's the call there, LT? I actually think your defense got worse.
Yep, it did.
I actually feel good about that.
Oh yeah,
big
they
contributors.
They lost a guy who put a hit out on a player. I think that impacts their defense pretty much too.
Yep. And he's a leader. He was a leader, even if he was crazy. He was a
Mhm.
leader. We saw what happened to their defense the last time he left.
He held it down for a minute, man. He's a dog, CD.
Yep. Mr. CB1274, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Who writes, secondary should be significantly better.
Yep.
Taps playing in my mind for St. Juice. Good riddance. Whew. I'm gonna tell you, man. Just that was addition by subtraction, right?
Easy.
We got better because of dudes like St. Juice, Emmanuel Forbes, and Michael Davis no longer being on this roster. So
it's gonna fix something in my heart if St. Juice is starting when we go up to SoFi to play the Chargers, because
I need that for my soul.
I need us to just attack him for 60 minutes. Like, whoever draws that match, please hop in front of Terry. Please hop in front of Terry when we play the Chargers.
Bro.
And remember him and Terry had that moment on the sideline in practice.
Yeah. Yep.
It might still be a little something there.
Oh, man, please let that man be out there. I want to personally be the team to bench this dude.
It'll be Terry's first 150-yard game, no doubt.
Hey,
if
you know what? That would be so poetic. That would be so poetic.
Shakespearean-like.
Oh my God. We need it. Like, we speaking that into existence. Let's make it happen. What week are they? What week are they?
What are they, 5? Week 5?
Yeah, no, he should be starting it still.
Like
yeah.
week 5 or 6, I think.
Yeah, I need it. Rosario Satar Pileski.
Hey.
Thank you for the super chat and the Dubski. We really appreciate you. Our guy Russ says, tackle the like button. We appreciate that PSA. If y'all haven't already done so, what are y'all waiting on? Hit the like button. It costs you nothing, but it helps this channel grow exponentially. Also, hit the subscribe button. Help this channel continue to grow. We appreciate y'all for getting us up over 5,500 subs. Now let's get to 6,000, man. We really need y'all help. Hit that sub button. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss.
Let's get this channel to 10K before the 2025 season reaches its conclusion and before we're in the Super Bowl next year, man. Let's get this channel up. Smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and please go crazy in the chat like y'all are doing right now every time we go live on the channel.
Every time. Really appreciate y'all, man. Without y'all, there's no us. Also, consider clicking the share icon and share this video to friends who are Commanders fans hoping for Commanders Kings merch. We working on that, man. Actively gonna work on that, man. We really appreciate the love, Russ, and we appreciate the public service announcement. DCJ, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for the dime, who writes, what's good, Skins Kings? Love the Unis, but at this point, please stop playing in our face. Get it figured out. Bring Redskins back. Hey, DCJ, it's over, bro. It's over. Like, we gotta let it go, man. Settle RFK mess and let's ride. I mean, we going back. Yeah, we going back there.
You got that one. You got that one.
You see that little Photoshop picture they posted on the graphic today? They ain't put him in front of Northwest.
Yeah, nah, at all. Look, you know what time it is.
We're gonna get that.
Keep winning. Change will come. HTTR.
Name dead as shit though.
Yeah, it ain't happening. Yeah, sorry about that. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Yeah, Greg, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Greg writes, sup, Kings? Sup, Greg? Glad y'all back. We glad to be back, man. I doubt we are making any signings, but any free agents out there you still interested in? Personally, still want another safety and edge. I mean, I saw Justin Simmons out there. People starting to bring him up again.
Yep. I'm very interested in that if Will Harris is looking crazy in training camp early on.
Yeah. That's a possibility. And the edges are still there. We told y'all that the edges would be there. So, come training camp. Jadeveon Clowney and
Zadarius Smith
and Von Miller and all the dudes that we've been talking about. They all still available. So you didn't have to do anything. You still don't have to do anything. You go to camp, see what you got. You don't love what you have, you can go sign one of those dudes. So
they're gonna be there, and it's no point in signing them early and potentially stifling the development of a guy that, you know, it's not likely, but maybe somebody just took that next step over this offseason. Maybe Javonte Jean-Baptiste is a 7th round pick of last year, or maybe Dorrance Armstrong, you know, finally going into his 2nd year as a full-blown starter. You just never know if somebody may take that next step, or maybe Will Harris is it. Maybe Quan Martin is an all-pro potentially. You don't want to bring in a guy that's going to take away meaningful snaps and precious, you know, time and reps of potentially getting better and developing even further. Just if we see it's a problem, then you go get them. But like, wait a minute, just wait a minute.
That's right. That's the perfect way to sum that up. It's almost like taking minutes from a young guy in the NBA. You got to get rid of that veteran so that young guy can see the court. So that's kind of how they plan it out. Let's see what these boys got. And if you don't love what you see, those dudes are still available, man. Ricky D. Hustle. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for the dubski.
Yeah.
Ricky D writes, "What's up, Kings?
What up?
What up? I can't stand the old looking ass jersey. We finally get an updated jersey, Unis, and everybody wants to go back to the last 30 years of losing. We are the Commanders now. F that old shit. And been alive 2 Super Bowls. Hashtag HTTC." That's kind of what Rio was saying. Like,
you know,
all he's seen is losing in those jerseys, but that's not the way everyone remembers those jerseys, right? And so if they want to tie the past to the present, this is a way of doing that. But I get it from the other end of the spectrum too.
I get both sides. I get both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
And it's clean. Like I told you, it is the white Air Force Ones of the uniforms. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep a little pair of white Air Forces in the tuck. You know, it's a necessary part of the wardrobe. It brings this thing together. They won 3 Super Bowls in the thing. I knew this was coming. Anyone who thought it was going to be anything other than that, I'm very curious to understand the logic.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Joey Fitterman, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Guy Joey writes, "Glad to see y'all drop another live. It's been too long. I didn't realize how long it had been. The boy Rio slimming down. Yes, sir. Keep up the good work. Rico, I'll see you in ATL on 928 HTTC." Really appreciate the love, Joey. So glad Rio is back like cook crack and continuing to slim down, man. Getting into tremendous shape. I'm so glad to have y'all back. So many people asked all of us. We were talking about this backstage about how many people were asking us about the Commanders Kings. Are y'all good?
I thought we broke up. Y'all thought we broke up. Like we're not rocking with each other no more.
Like, wait a minute. Where is this coming from? It's July. It's June. It's nothing to talk about. People going on vacation. Like we good.
I'm on my deathbed. Rico traveling. You know.
Yeah.
Ed on his championship parade tour.
Championship swag, man. Ed, like I said, one leg hanging out the whip. Ed is different, man. So, like, we good over here, man. We just glad that y'all are such supporters of the content and the product that y'all wanted us to continue to pump out more content. So we appreciate y'all for that, man. We really truly do.
And y'all know what time it is. Camp starting in 2 weeks. So you know you about to see a whole bunch of us.
A whole lot of us. You can't get rid of us now, man. Y'all should have took advantage of that break because now y'all got us for a long time.
You'll be sick of us for the next 6 months, bro.
Hey, straight up. Abel Ambrosio, double A. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Writes, Adam Rank did it again. Salute to y'all. Look, man, I don't even bring that man name up no more because he definitely, we know what it is. We know what type of time he on, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, someone high ranking in this organization took his prom date or something back in the day. It's one of those core memories that created a villain arc in him. Something personal happened to that man back in the day that had to do with this team. I don't know what it is, but someone's going to uncover it one day.
Yo, I mean, whatever happened, Mike Florio is in that same boat. Like, I think Mina Kimes can't stand us for whatever reason. We did something to her. Like,
be the worst of them.
Adam Rank predicted us to go 7-10 and predicted the Bears to go 11-6.
Every year he does this. Every year he has the Bears beating us. And after the game last year, this man had the audacity to say that Caleb Williams is clearly the better quarterback. Right. He
And Rank and Florio are like the worst. They're the worst of the worst. Like Mina, she finds objectivity and she realizes some of the shit she be saying don't make sense and she corrects it here and there. Florio and Rank, they want us to still be Dan Snyder's Washington so bad.
Yeah. I told somebody on social media, I was like, Mina Kimes is smart. She gets it. She just wake up and choose violence with us for whatever reason. Like, I don't know what it is.
It's Cliff. There's a beef there. There's a personal beef there.
Something's up. Yeah, something's gone awry there, but it's all good. Like I told her, I got no beef. I'm chilling. DCJ, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Double up. Thank you for doubling it up. Who writes? Hour on hour? President, like him or not, wants the skins back. We don't. First of all, I told, shout out to the legendary Condo P. I said, I don't want this man to have nothing to do with this team. I don't want him to help us get the stadium back in at RFK. I don't want him to have nothing to do with what we doing. Like obviously we need him for some of those things, but I don't want him to have nothing to do with this organization. The name ain't coming back. He don't control none of that.
And he cleaned up that comment real quick with the, well, you see how winning changes thing. And for a person that doesn't clean up shit that he says, he cleaned that comment up and gave a caveat. So
it ain't happening, bro.
It's not good. Y'all, like, I wish people would stop giving false hope because these uniforms have nothing to do with bringing that name.
The two are mutually exclusive.
Yep.
Nothing to do with one another.
Not coming back, man.
We all had doubts on RFK, but real changes are coming. We had doubts, but the doubts were surrounding Daniel Snyder's.
Yeah, as soon as Josh Harris bought the team, DC was in play immediately.
We all knew we were going back to RFK the minute Dan Snyder was no longer here. The only reason doubt existed was because of Dan Snyder's presence. So there's levels to this, DCJ. Again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man, but hashtag keep winning. Hashtag HTTR, man.
I don't see the issue. People, you can call the team by its government name if you want to. You could call them by the name they were born as. No one's making you call them the Commanders. You can say, I'm going to the Skins game. Just because it's not going to say it on the uniforms, it don't matter. You could call them whatever the hell you'd like to at the end of the day. No one's saying burn the merchandise.
It's still fans that call them the Redskins or the Skins.
It's okay.
You call them whatever the hell you like. I just want them to, like you said, keep winning.
Yeah, Josh at the Fanatics event, and there's a clip like somebody asked him, like they stopped him while he was walking.
He just kept it pushing.
He laughed and he said no. Real quick.
It can't happen for obvious reasons. Joey Fitterman, double up, thank you for doubling up. Who writes, what if they got Denver to wear their throwbacks?
Oh, that would be hard.
Fire.
That would be
fire.
It would be reliving the
87 Super Bowl.
That would be dope.
Oh, that would be so hard on prime time too. You know, like
had them wear their Orange Crush.
Yeah, I remember. I miss seeing like Color Rush games on Thursday night. Like it would be really cool to see like throwbacks in tandem on Sunday.
That would be
football.
dope. I don't miss the Color Rush though. Don't miss that.
I thought it was cool, man.
Once they did mustard versus ketchup, I was like, I'll never need to see this shit again. They did mustard versus ketchup. I was like, yeah, I'm good on that, bro.
Not a condiment guy yourself,
not
man.
at all, bro. I'm good. I'll never need to see that again. All right, so anything that was the last super. Anything before we get out of here? I do have something for y'all. Anybody got anything before we get out of here?
I was just gonna ask y'all over our little hiatus, what was the randomest piece of sports content you indulged in during these last month or so? I'll start. And while y'all think about it for a second, I took a gander and seen what our old friend De'Ami Brown was up to on his YouTube channel. And I watched
he having fun in Jacksonville.
No, him and Hunter and company and Trevor Lawrence and them getting active over that. They in Bahamas working out. I seen De'Ami got 170K on the video. I said, okay, look at De'Ami moving. He might go for 500 yards this year.
Documentary Diami is different.
He might go for
He
500.
might go for 500.
Content creator Diami might go
Yeah.
crazy for 500 yards and 3 touchdowns this year, man. Look at Diami.
He might have to do
man.
it to him. He might have to do it.
He found not greener pastures, but good for our boy Diami down there.
man.
That's gonna be
I'm
a
rooting for
fun
him.
wide receiver room, man.
I'm
That's
rooting
gonna be a
for him.
fun one, man. Shout out Diami. What's the randomest piece of sports content y'all have taken in over these last couple weeks?
I mean, I've just been super high school recruit tape because of Georgia recruiting. Nothing in particular super random for me.
Yeah.
Rico low-key a scout for
Oh.
Georgia.
It ain't it's not random, but I've been watching summer league basketball.
Been watching some of that too.
I love the summer league. I love the summer league.
I love it too. It's like a rite of passage for the summertime. Like I gotta check that out.
I love that with a passion. I've been getting in my WNBA bag. The Mystics are tied it's a 3-way tie for 7th. Fever just won today.
Yep.
So they have a legitimate shot to make the playoffs, and they have 2 All-Stars. Sonia,
2 rookie All-Stars, man. Kiki and Sonia, man. Shout out to them.
How many
get out to
cities
one of
have
these things.
every team? Like professional NBA, NFL, hockey, baseball,
question.
WNBA, and UFL? Like
We one of them, though. We one of them, though.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
Philly about to
boy.
get a WNBA team.
They are.
Yeah.
Cleveland too.
Is there
Yeah.
any other city like that? How many?
Los Angeles, because they
I
got
know you're about to say Los Angeles and New York.
New
probably.
York.
Do they have
Yeah.
UFL teams though?
Yeah. Do they have a UFL? Yeah,
I don't think either one of
That's
them have
it's
UFL.
interesting. New York not
Yeah.
having a UFL team is kind of crazy. Ask the UFL expert down in the bottom left corner.
Man, we know they play in places like Birmingham and St. Louis.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not
Yeah.
a lot of cities, because I know Atlanta used to have a hockey team, but you know, it's so us down here that they didn't have enough fans to go to the games, because we just, you know, people that look like us tend to not.
Was it the Thrashers? Were y'all the Thrash? Was it?
It went to Canada. Yeah, whatever it was, it went to Canada.
He said
It
New
was
York had the Guardians 2 years ago.
Yeah,
but that was the
and
XFL,
Atlanta
right?
don't have a UFL
That wasn't the
team.
UFL.
That was before the merger, right?
Yeah.
That was before the merger.
So my question for y'all is: did anybody cop any tickets to the camp? Them shits went quick, boy. I'm talking about they was gone. Like you,
I missed it.
I got them for the first day. They were gone as soon as I got them. Like I went. The trick was to not go through the team app. It was to go straight to SeatGeek.
Yeah, I thought I was out of luck because I did the team joint, and then I was like, oh, I got the SeatGeek app. Let me just go on SeatGeek. But they usually, what they did last year, they announced the date of when they were going to release it. Like this year, they just randomly
they just put them out.
Popped it out on a weekday.
Yeah, it was like Tuesday, a random Tuesday last week.
I wasn't ready for that.
So y'all are regulars at training camp. Is this? They only have 3 open dates for fans. Is that the norm? I thought it was more than that.
It keeps getting shorter every year. It's because we're in this little ass location at the Commander's Park. They don't have but so much room to accommodate as many people. When it was in Richmond, you could go every day and there were 2 practices to attend, and it could accommodate so many people on a regular basis. Now they have it broken up. It's 3 like season ticket days and 3 like general admission days.
Yep.
So there's only really 6 open days. It seems like the league is shortening the amount of days that fans can attend camp as the years go by.
That's interesting, because I saw that and I'm like, feels like there was so many more practices, and we don't do. Remember, we used to do the practice under the lights, where it's like
Friday night football, man. Yeah, I missed that, man. Bring that back.
They don't do that anymore. I don't think this group.
Not about that.
Yeah, well, they said, nah, y'all getting joint practices, 2 of them this year.
Yeah,
We're not
leave
doing
me
none of
alone.
that
Yeah,
extra.
leave me
But
the
we'll
hell
see y'all at the games.
Yeah, leave us the hell alone.
The first thing, the Ravens, the joint practice that we have against the Ravens, they didn't open that up to fans. So no fans.
Or at least yet.
They might, but I got a feeling they probably won't.
It's gonna be season ticket holders only, probably though.
Ticket holders. Oh yeah, so. There's one thing I went to too that was kind of random. I went to the Wizards draft party. That was only for season ticket holders too. That was at MGM. Somebody invited me. Shout out to Shucks B. I got in there and I got VIP. So he got me tickets for that. There was a buffet, a whole 9, and all that. It was great experience. the Wizards.
I grabbed tickets for the 27th, which is the first day
First
open
one.
to the fans. I grabbed tickets for that. I don't know if I'm actually go. If I don't, I'll probably give them to one of my subscribers or something.
Yeah.
But if I'm able to go, I'll probably take my little one over there. Take my boy over there to go see them boy because he wants.
Is it automatically 2, or you had to put in for 2?
I put in for a couple of them. I put in for like 3 tickets just to see. Yeah, and they gave you them like a max of 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I bet people was maxing them joints out too. So
facts.
I bet. Oh yeah.
Tuesday, July 29th is the day that I got.
Okay.
And for
I'm
those
spreading it out.
Yep. And for those of you who don't know, sign up on the email from the link for the white jerseys that they dropped today. The pre-orders are going to start around September. And they've said they're probably not going to be shipping until around the first week of November because they want folks to have them for our first time we wear them. I believe in one of the Sunday night games. I think the Seattle one's the first time we're wearing them.
9/11/2.
Yep, and that they said they're going to be shipping around them. I imagine don't get mad at me if this don't happen. They're going to do some type of in-stadium, in-person event where you could come buy them from the team store at the stadium. They're going to do some type of thing like that before they come out.
Yeah, because if they start shipping them in November, there's no way they're going to have them for that first game. And they want people to have them for that first game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
maybe this wait is that they can actually have the supply for the copious amounts of jerseys they're going to need.
Absolutely.
So they can have them in abundance because they're going to do number. The 5 jerseys, you may not have too many opportunities at other players, but them 5 jerseys are going to print like dollar bills.
Bro, he's going to be the number 1 sales based off of this jersey right here this year. Watch what
he was already moving them.
He was moving numbers.
This jersey, because it's going to bring back so many people who didn't want to buy any of the new shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beloved Rain, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Beloved Rain 44 writes, Kings, what's up? What's going on? Not much. Just chilling. Glad you're back. We appreciate y'all, man. We're glad to be back. I agree with Louie. The only thing missing is the word mark above the numbers. That's the only thing. Like I got no complaints. That's just it.
Leave it. when you put the font at 48. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't leave room to put that word mark. That word mark gonna look crazy with the font that high, bro.
Yo, it is a tight squeeze right there. You're not wrong about that because the font is on 48.
Maybe a little W. Maybe we'll sneak a little W in there or something.
Hey, it's crazy. Hey, shout out to whoever said this earlier. It was so funny. I forgot to bring it up. Ed was talking at the time, but I brought up the Terry hypothetical, and somebody was like, "Hey, players get traded every day, B."
Oh yeah. Paid in full. Every day, B.
Hey, players get traded every day, B. So shout out. Hey, shout out. Terry's not just any player though, man. Yeah, I know what it is. But
shout out to Terry, man.
Anything else before we get out of here, Kings?
I think we covered just about everything, man. I'm excited to take in this season with y'all, man. This is fun, bro.
Ton of fun, bro. We just getting started, man.
Oh man.
Too, just for the content creator space, make sure you guys don't put out low effort uploads or
YouTube new rules.
Wait, what?
Oh, y'all didn't hear about the new YouTube rules?
Nah, what's
monetization?
That? What's a low effort?
Hey, fill them in, Ed.
Talk to us, man. I need this information.
Yeah, so basically it says starting July 15th, they will only pay creators who use their real voice and produce original content. Reused or repurposed videos will not make any monetization. Copy content or low effort uploads. And fully
the Vietnamese videos where they making shirts. Y'all not feeding families no more.
Look, man, y'all about to be on the struggle bus, bro.
Clippers, the people who live off clipping videos and repurposing other people's video, we got to turn them upside down and all that stuff, man. God bless.
They said, "Hey, you won't be repackaging First Take on your channel."
and you can turn that shit upside down all you want to. You're not gonna get paid.
Oh man, I love it, man. It don't affect none of us though, so we all good. We gonna continue to eat.
Them AI channels where you turn on the video, it's just the computer talking big news out of Washington as the Commanders make a big trade.
Hey, people always gonna find a way to stay scheming.
Yeah.
They
Shout out
just gonna create a
YouTube,
new
man.
problem.
Hey, YouTube trying to get at me. Hey, man, that's gonna do it for us.
Oh, we got one more. We got one
Oh,
more, I think.
yeah.
We got one more.
Yeah, we do. DCJ.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My guy DCJ writes, yo, can y'all cool everybody real quick? Even Terry. He got paid last time right at training camp. Last 5-10 years, all re-signs got done in training camp. Relax. And that's basically what we said. Everything's cool. Everything's copacetic. We expect Terry to get his bag before camp gets underway.
It's coming. Everything is premeditated. Everything is thought out with foresight, with vision. It's gonna come prepackaged with a video tribute of what he means to this franchise and how every single employee in the building gonna be wearing 17 jersey. Here's the jersey you didn't put on at the photo shoot last month, Terry. You mean so much. It's gonna be some Hallmark shit.
Hey, they about to do Terry like he had a 12-year career here and give him the video tribute.
You think he about to get a Purple Heart or some shit?
Hey, that'd be crazy if they do that. I would love it though. The fans would eat that up.
Roll out the red carpet for him and his new bride, man. They're gonna have him a bag
Now,
of golf
that is
clubs and a
definitely
fishing
happening.
rod.
That's definitely happening. And you might be right. That might be a big, huge part of a Commander's Log episode. I could see that happening. I feel like we do for one of those, matter of fact, man. I feel like they've been starving us over here. Like we should have got something already, but that'll be a huge part of that.
Don't
The
announce
rollout.
don't announce the contract. Don't announce the contract till we finish pre-production.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it done, man. We feel real confident about that. Anyway, anything else before we go?
That's all I got for tonight, man.
Everybody else good? All right, y'all know what it is, man. We've reached the end of the show, and you know what that means. If you're coming at these kanks, you best not miss. Till next time.
It was lovely. We'll see
Y'all know
y'all
what it
soon.
is.
Training camp is on the way. Shout out to Gabe wherever you are in the world right now, my guy.
Man. I don't know where we'd be without you, man. Shout out to Gabe. We out.
Yes, sir.